Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All those hours no one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering, is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now.
Marshawn
Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like, we're not getting any better.
To the left, got the edge and grind. We break it all
Get into
down
Smith.
like
What a pass! That's it! Daniel Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
We roar from the base to the backfield floor. No filters, no fake control. We
So real year. Like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks in the season. You're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it.
HG on deck, stats loaded and primed. Reading the field.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking one.
Breaking down ball like a heat wave blade.
Oh, let's go! Oh, no. For the business. Did not for the business.
We see through the hype. Call out the feast.
So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that. You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle on Military Broadcast Radio. We got a Veterans edition of the Football Frenzy today because it is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, everyone out there. MBR doing everything we can to help out. And we got a few of them on a cruise right now, so hopefully they're celebrating, having a good time out there.
Hope y'all are having a great time out there.
But we got to get into football. It's still business as usual over here, even though we got to celebrate a little bit. It's week 10 in the NFL, week 11 in college football. Season is flying by. Playoffs, they are rearing their head around the corner.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
there's
finding out if you're in or out.
more upsets and shakeups in the standings for both the NFL and college. Just a lot of chaos. A couple of teams, hopes are now hanging on by life support or might have been dashed this weekend. We got a lot to cover here. Why don't we start with our top 25 rundown here on college football? Friday night, UFC keeping the Big Ten title dream alive, taking down Northwestern, a pretty good Northwestern team this year, 38-17. A huge day out of Miller, Mayava, and Lemon. That trio's been really good all season, and they get the big win over Northwestern. Ohio State continues to take care of business in that number one spot. This time they go on the road and just blow the doors off of Purdue, 34-10. Sayin jumping up into MVP, or rather Heisman favorite, and another huge game out of Jeremiah Smith. Indiana on the road in Happy Valley. They haven't won there in years. Probably the best team that's gone in there in a while against one of the worst Penn State teams. But the Nittany Lions gave them a fight, and pretty polarizing.
Made it close.
This discourse around Fernando Mendoza. Some people say that this was his Heisman moment. Some people say it hurt his Heisman odds. We'll discuss everything that went down on this
Omar
of a
Cooper.
game.
Omar Cooper sure helped him out.
Yeah,
in that drive.
And
Gus Johnson on that call is crazy too.
Fantastic. He hit an octave I didn't know was possible. But 27-24, Indiana 10-0. Most
Undefeated.
wins in the country right now. All right, Texas A&M is really showcasing their dominance here in the SEC, and I think this team's starting to really put together their best brand of football on both sides of the ball. Has been at times a little inconsistent throughout the year, but they go in to Missouri and destroy them 38-17. It was all A&M in this game. Was never really close. First half shutout and 24 points in the second half. Aggies are rolling. I think they're just about the lock to the SEC championship. Alabama likely going to be their competition unless somebody can stop them. Wasn't LSU this week. The Tigers, I mean, again, we see that defense, how good it is. They really gave Ty Simpson a lot of problems.
Real stout in the red area.
Wasn't his best game this season either. Some of these were just self-inflicted misses and him being inaccurate. But regardless, good showcase from Bama's defense, and really showed that they're, like, if you get into a gritty, sloppy game like this, that they can
it don't matter.
Carry you across the finish line. 20-9 is your final score. The Georgia Bulldogs going on to take an underrated Mississippi State team, a team that really could have a better record if they were better at finishing games. And this was a bit of a statement win from Georgia. I know it doesn't seem like it, but this is a good, one of the better Mississippi State teams that have just have struggled to finish games, and to go in there and get a statement win like this speaks a lot to the Bulldogs' ability as a team. If Bama doesn't make it, then that's who I got going to take on Texas A&M. But right now for me, I'm between these two to go take on the Aggies for the championship. 41-21, Bulldogs roll over the Bulldogs. Ole Miss kind of get an extra bye week here. The Citadel coming into their building, and as you expect, it was all Rebels, 49-0. Texas Tech, BYU, 8 versus 7 matchup. In the college football playoff rankings here. touted as game of the week and statement out of the Red Raiders here. They dominated BYU from start to finish.
Beat him down 29-7.
This is a scary team when they got their quarterback Morton healthy, man. They've run the ball super well, and he is, he just adds a lot of explosiveness to this offense.
They're making a case for one of their defensive players to be in the Heisman conversation. Something that we can discuss more when we get to this game here.
Yeah, they are.
They got some athletes on this freaking team, dude.
They're a really good team. Besides the loss at A-State, I mean, every other game this year, all of their victories have been won by multiple scores. I mean, they're sneaking their way back in the national title contenders here. Oregon, another kind of sloppy, ugly game again in the rain on the road in Iowa, who is 20th in the CFP rankings.
It's always one of those weird games.
Yeah. I think in November on a road game in bad conditions, it doesn't matter how you win. It just matters that you won. And that's what I think is important. They got the victory. Big kick from Atticus Sappington to get the victory here for the Ducks. And yeah, like I said, poor conditions. You just got to go like you got to win ugly. You got to be able to win ugly. Big, and that was what the Ducks showcased here. Navy, fresh off their first loss of the season, was maybe hoping for a rebound against Notre Dame. Notre Dame wasn't having any of that. Second year in a row, the Fighting Irish have blown away the midshipmen, 49-10. The Irish, man, looking to sneak up there in the CFP rankings. Virginia took a huge hit to their playoff chances. And I mean, the ACC in general took a huge hit this weekend as they fall in a real ugly home loss to the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Didn't have their starting quarterback, got their first ACC loss. There's a lot of chaos surrounding the ACC that we're going to have to get to. They might potentially not have a playoff team, which would be just insane. And this Virginia loss is a big reason why. Another reason, though, is Louisville, who was looking really good, just had absolutely no answers for a true freshman quarterback and Jacob de Jesus of the Cal Golden Bears. We'll get into those guys' signature performance. The Cardinal end up falling at home 29-26. And Cal, bowl game eligible now.
That's a good win.
The Auburn Tigers go into Nashville, take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. We get into a shootout. This game goes into overtime, but Vandy rallies and pulls away to get the victory in OT, 45-38. Miami looking to try to stay alive in the ACC title race, takes care of business at home against the Syracuse Orange, 38-10. And then this is the game we're going to just start on, K-Man, because absolute ridiculousness here. Washington Huskies on the road trying to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. They lose this game 13-10, and they lose in some pretty atrocious ways. So I just want, I want the viewers listening, and if anybody's got a guess on who is the leading passer for the Wisconsin Badgers, go ahead, give you some time to think about it.
You think it'd be an easy answer, right? You would think.
So if you guessed Sean West, their punter with 24 yards, was the leading passer for the Wisconsin Badgers.
You got it.
You are correct.
Right. Bingo. If you guess that right, you win a duck.
Yeah,
when we comment in, we'll send you a duck.
We'll give you a duck there. I mean, this was like Wisconsin just ran a 1930s style offense. They just run it down your throat. 47 carries, averaging only 3.3 yards a carry. It's enough to get it done. yeah, Damon Williams rather only had 134 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, they just bogged get this game down, made it ugly. Uh, yeah, guys on defense were really the stars here. Cooper Catalano was all over the field. 19 tackles, caveman.
Oh my god.
12 solo
12
tackles,
solo, dude.
1.5 tackles for a loss.
That's insane.
Mason Posa, 11 tackles of his own, 2 sacks on the game. Those guys were the best players on the field in this
my
game, just
God.
all over.
Sebastian Cheeks, what a name. He got
Great
himself
name.
a sack.
Picked up a sack on the TFL. Yeah, you love that. Love to see that. So, been a bad season for the Badgers. They haven't been able to do a lot right, but they were able to
They get
do
a conference win.
just enough here
And
to
a
get
big win.
Yeah, got their first Big Ten win of the season. And so something to maybe hang your hat on. You didn't get swept by your conference, which nobody ever wants to do.
That's
And for
something, right?
for Washington, I mean, this effectively eliminates them out of the play. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just no way now. They're not making it.
Take your bowl game, get yourself in the Friends Bowl or something, the Frosted Flakes Bowl.
You know, if
You'll
you
be
can
good.
win like 2-3 more games, you get a solid bowl game. Yeah, like the I don't even know what the sponsors are, but like this used to be the Valero Alamo Bowl, something like that. The
One of
Armed
the classic
Forces
ones.
Bowl, you know, whatever it might be. Get yourself into a solid one and enjoy it. But that's our top 25 rundown, and I just had to start with this game because I mean that's got to be the absolute most miserable loss of the entire
It's the
weekend.
worst way to lose. The 24-yard passer. What?
And it
in
was a
the
punter.
world? The punter.
I mean,
Shout out Chicken Little,
yeah,
man.
that one was for you, bro.
24 yards punter. I'm never gonna get over that.
It's I still can't quite wrap my head around it.
Scoreless
Yeah.
fourth quarter. This place had to have been empty.
Oh, I mean, it was raining.
Well, it was
No,
in Wisconsin. It
no, it
might have been
wasn't.
full.
They stormed the field after
Let's
this game,
go.
man. That's how.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how starved
Wisconsin
this
was
team
home.
was
Better.
for something this year.
Take down a top 25 team. You know what? Throw in Wisconsin. They're ranked too low this week. Wherever they're ranked too low. Shout out to Wisconsin.
All right. I do want to briefly touch on USC's win over Northwestern. It was a blowout win, so there's not too much to discuss here. But I really like the trio of I call them the 3 M's, even though it doesn't work quite as well. But like I take Mayava, Miller, Mackay. I know Mackay is Mackay Lemon's first name, but
It's close enough.
gives
That's
you the
close
3
enough.
M's. Mayava, Miller, Mackay.
That's close.
You know what? And
enough,
arrange them in whatever way you really want. But these guys have been such a good trio in offense this year. 299 and 2 touchdowns from Mayava in this one on 24-33 passing. Miller 15 carries for $127 and a touchdown. Mackay Lemon, who I believe is a senior, maybe a junior. Yes, junior actually. But I do believe he's going to be draft eligible. This guy, I mean, from what I've seen from watching him play, really think he could be a top 15 draft pick. The only thing that might hold him back is he's a little undersized. He's only 5'11", 195. He's got great speed. I really like his hands. And I think like he's like what he lacks for and maybe some physical tools. I think he'll just be ahead of the curve in terms of development as a wide receiver, which is what I like about him. He does seem pretty knowledgeable about getting open, exploiting zones, that type of thing. But he goes for 11 catches, 161 yards and a touchdown as well. Our USC, if we look at the rest of their schedule, I mean, it's going to be tough for them to make the Big Ten championship, just because of how good Indiana and Ohio State look and how kind of easy the rest of their schedule is. Plus, USC's got Iowa and Oregon. If they can still win one of those games, man, it'll be so unfortunate because I think this team could really be a fun team to watch in the playoff. And it's a little tough for them to make it, but they just got such a explosive offense. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Their next 2 games are at least top 25 opponents. You're able to make a case for yourself there. I mean, 19th, all these ACC teams dropping out. We really could see him in there.
I mean, honestly, yeah. There's a good chance if the ACC doesn't miss it, but I just think there's still going to be a number of like really good 2-loss teams. It's November is going to be chaos. We'll see what happens, and I mean we see upsets happening every week. So, you never know. But it'll be really tough if they are a 3-loss team. We're going to go on to another 38-17 victory. I want to talk about Texas A&M just kind of rolling through Missouri, who didn't have their starting quarterback, all to be fair, but despite that, they did have 2 guys rush for over 100 yards, but it just didn't matter. Aggies were in control. And it kind of got to a point where it's like, yeah, they were kind of letting you run the ball because they were up by a lot. And I mean, like they'll let you run it,
Burn the clock out yourself.
They're going to drop back in coverage. And even if you're picking up 8-9 yards a pop, like you're going to run off a lot of clock and
waste your own time.
Yeah.
Quarterback
that was
had 7 completions, dude. That's
right. And I mean, like running the football is basically all Missouri was really able to do. This is Zollers. Maybe you got hope for him as a QB down the line for you, but this was
definitely one of the worst games to have to come into. It was like his first start.
Yeah, no, I mean this was an
undefeated team. Like, yeah, you're at home, but the 3rd ranked team in the country, your first start. I mean, I would expect most people to have a bad game.
Absolute juggernaut on offense and defense. Yeah, good luck against that. Craver and Concepcion, again, just fantastic between those 2. And Marcel Reed doing a lot better taking care of the football in the past few weeks, being explosive.
Been way more accurate
with his legs. Yeah. Oh yeah. His accuracy has definitely gone way up.
And not shy at all, sharing the rock around. Everyone catching the ball in this game.
Getting into a lot of different receivers out here. But again, though, it's the A&M defense. Man, that'll be what wins them games down the stretch here still. But it's good to see the offense is really settling into a rhythm here. Aggies are going to be a really tough team to beat. I've kind of hyped myself into an Aggies fan this season. Like I'm sort of pulling for them to win the national championship. I really think they could do it.
It's definitely the biggest window they've seen in a while for a championship.
I just think like they've got the teams where whether it's a game is like a shootout or a grimy defensive battle, we've seen them be able to just win.
Yeah, you trust them to actually win the game.
Win them in either type of situation. And I mean they're pretty battle tested. Like this team's gone up against some good squads. I mean, they're going to have Texas to finish the year. They took down LSU and sort of started that spiral of them going of Brian Kelly getting fired. They went into South Bend and beat Notre Dame. They handled the Mississippi State, who was a pretty good team. Auburn's been really competitive this season. They were able to escape against them with a win. And then, taking down Missouri. It's a good squad. Maybe not as battle tested as like Bama or Georgia this year.
They're definitely a good team. They've faced some pretty solid defenses.
They really have.
That Florida game always going to be a tough group.
Right. Like Florida and LSU, two like exceptionally good defensive teams that just hadn't really had the offense to match. But like that's how LSU and Florida have gotten some wins, is just off
your pure defense.
Yeah.
Getting their offense onto the field so many times.
The other team just giving the offense some easy ones, whether it be takeaways or turnovers on downs. So, well, we'll stop covering some blowouts. Cameron, you wanna pick where we go for our next matchup here?
But you got to do this Indiana game.
That's exactly where my mind went.
Hosted Indiana. Ethan Grunkmeyer, dude, 22 or 31, 219, touchdown, a pick, but this is this guy's first start too, man. Going against an undefeated team, most wins in the nation. This is a pretty good first start. I can't lie. Found a little resurgence in your passing game. Treber Pena, never heard of the guy when you got Drew Aller on the field. And now he's going crazy. 6 catches, 99 yards.
And
they looked a lot different.
How long has Drew Aller? He's been playing since 2022, so he might be able to get another year of eligibility. It's just crazy to think. There was talk about like where he might be going in the draft, and the fall off to now it's like
he was projected. He was projected at the beginning of the season to be like a top 5 pick in this draft.
I thought like he was like one of the top 5 like rated quarterbacks like on the big boards. Like he was supposed to be on the first 5 QBs off the board at least, and now benched for a guy whose name is Grunkmeyer, and I think you're gonna he's probably transferring. And if he can get another year of eligibility and playing somewhere else.
Yeah, if he can get another year of eligibility, he's transferring. If not, man, Drew Aller, future Raider. Future Raider, man.
It'd be like a future San Antonio Brahma. I'm not gonna lie. If he doesn't get to play another season and try to get a little bit of redemption out there on the field, I don't really see why I wouldn't. If I was a team, I wouldn't take him.
Mendoza, on the other hand,
taking Drew Aller's spot in the top 5 quarterback conversations here.
Yeah, he jumped up. Never heard of this guy until the beginning of the year. Indiana got themselves a gem.
I believe he transferred too. Let's see where it says where he
junior. Let's see his career stats. Where was he playing? California. Cal Bears.
That's right. He was a Cal Bear.
2023 was his freshman year.
Yeah.
This
big
had a real big jump.
One of the finds of the transfer portal, really. This is where people have been a little polarized because some are saying that this was his Heisman moment, and I agree with that. I really do. Like, I know it had like the Penn State is 0-6 against the Big Ten. I know that they've had a pretty bad season compared to what everyone was thinking, but it's still, it's a team that's still got a lot of pride that they're playing for. They're still going to have some guys that are going in the draft, including Singleton and Allen. I got to imagine both of those guys will get drafted.
Those 2 guys are going to be insane in the NFL
this year. Yeah. Like it's a team that at home one of the better home field advantages in all of college football, can still be dangerous. Has had your number for a number of years. And again, it's November, man. This is where things can get ugly.
So it gets tight.
Like this is where you're gonna get challenged sometimes by a bad team. And I think the mark of a really great player is and a Heisman candidate is and a great team is when you get challenged, and it's an ugly game and things aren't going your way. You rise up when it matters the most and finish the job and get the victory. And that's exactly what Indiana did. And that's exactly what Finn Mendoza did on the final drive of this game. 87 yards passing, got that touchdown in the back of the end zone, got some help from his receiver on the toe tap, but I'll give Alex some credit for the throw. I mean, you put that ball in the spot where your guy at least had a chance to make a play on it, and he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, despite how unpretty of a win this is for Indiana, I think it's one of their best wins of the season. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the only win for them that I would put above this is the Oregon win, going into Oregon and winning that game here. I think this is their best win because
their backs were against the wall. They had to get that game-winning possession. They needed the score. There was no other option. I agree with you there. This is a big win, even though it wasn't the ugly, wasn't the cleanest, wasn't the prettiest one. Sometimes you need a few of those to get your team ready for the postseason.
Exactly,
because they've won a bunch of games clean and just beat down on teams. Oregon, I think they won by 10, right?
If is his name Kirk Cignetti, the coach?
Yeah,
it's okay. I know Cignetti's his last name. I mean, like I found that if I'm him, like I'm thrilled that this is how like my team finished that game the way they did, and
yeah,
like that shows me like as a coach, like my guys are not gonna give up.
Because at the end of the day, goal is to win.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how pretty it looks. You just want to walk out of there with the W.
All right.
Keep fighting till the end.
You can go out there and your quarterback can throw for 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, put up 45 points and lose the game, or you can go out there and win like the way Indiana won, and you'll take that every time over the pretty performance and the loss. Like,
so it's a lot of pressure on Indiana's defense too, man. You're sitting in the film room all week talking about this game. It's like you're getting warned about 2 NFL caliber running backs in the backfield, and backup quarterback coming in to start. This dude might come out here and shock you. And he almost did.
He played really well. Greg Meyer played really well. And I mean, this was a guy that all season you're probably thinking you're preparing for one guy, and then you get this other guy who hasn't really played yet.
Hey, no tape on this guy.
There's a lot of tape.
Heard of Ethan Grunkmeyer.
You don't really know what you're gonna get, and like when you don't know what you're gonna get from a player, it's like he's kind of just struggled in some bad losses this year. He's got 4 interceptions, and so. But on the road against Iowa and Ohio State, like he finally kind of got a rhythm going here in this third game, and he was tested against 2 really good defenses. You have a really good defense too, but he's at home feeling a little more confident, and finally got some. He's a freshman, finally got some rhythm going as a starter this year.
Yeah,
and surprised you.
Should we take a look at this call here on this Omar Cooper touchdown to win the game from Indiana?
Do it.
Let's check it out.
In trouble! It's out! Touchdown! Wow! Omar Cooper! Unbelievable!
my goodness.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That's the best catch I have seen all season long.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Only
That's-
place his guy could go and make a play on that ball right there.
I don't think anything's going to top that as catch of the year. I mean, the degree of difficulty, the spatial awareness. I mean, he just barely got to the, and then the situation that it was in, like the pressure and stakes of that situation. I don't think anything can top that really this year.
Mendoza making a case, be up there in those top draft pick conversations. Maybe Fernando Mendoza is the future Raider. Maybe.
Yeah.
Potentially. That's one team I know. They're looking for a
probably
quarterback.
Be going for a QB, yeah.
They're looking for one.
And they'll likely be in a position to get one. Maybe a Jet, a New York Jet. I mean, you got to imagine the Jets will probably be looking for a QB.
Potential future Jet as well.
I feel like he'd probably be a better scheme fit on the Raiders. I hope he goes to the Jets more just because I would honestly.
That would suck to have another.
Yeah, I don't want. I feel like he could really turn into a decent NFL prospect with the right coaching and everything. And while it's the Raiders and they're probably just as likely to screw him up as the Jets, I think they're just they do from time to time. They have a higher success rate at not screwing up a quarterback astronomically. And so I would just prefer him to be on the Jets for that reason.
Raiders slightly better track records with their quarterbacks.
The worse the Raiders are, the happier I am as a human being. So
it's true.
Let's keep it here in the Big Ten for I think the final Big Ten matchup that we really got to cover here, and that's Oregon and Iowa. Like I said, an ugly football game in the rain, man. I mean, there was.
This was one of the early window games. It ended when it was dark outside. Yeah. That's how long and like just gritty this game.
I think there was a weather delay or something for it too. Yeah, you just had. It's like the defenses weren't really. I mean, two really solid defensive units. It's not like these are bad quarterbacks, but the ball's like wet and slippery.
You're running it.
You're hard.
You're hitting the ground game.
It's hard for the receivers to run their routes. I mean, like you just gotta who's going to be able to put the ball downhill and run it, and that was really Oregon for a good chunk of this game. I mean, Iowa only had 101 yards on the ground on 43 attempts. Oregon, with 7 less attempts, only ran 36 times, 261 yards on the ground. Noah Whittington getting after it. Dante Moore.
He had a nice scramble for like 50 yards.
Yeah, he did. He had a good scramble that put him in a big situation, or a good situation.
Negated all those sack yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. In college, it's rushing yards. If he gets sacked in the NFL, it negates the quarterback's passing yards.
It doesn't even negate his passing yards. It just negates the team.
Yeah.
Which I think is better than just subtracting
the player's total.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes like whatchamacallit, like a sack isn't really the QB's fault. Like he just has to kind of eat it. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So I feel like making it a team stat where it affects like a team stat, but not an individual player stat is kind of the better call. I do like that a bit more. Like we were saying last week, what was it like? Make a new stack yards. That way, there's also something for the defensive
Give the
players.
Defensive line more of a stat, or have it be a negative stat for the offensive lineman, instead of like giving the defensive lineman a win or a loss on the rep. Because that's like the stuff you only see when you're really watching the game. They don't show those stats on ESPN.
I'll say Oregon outgained Iowa. They had a slight edge in time of possession. Or no, Iowa had the edge in time of possession, rather. Beg your pardon. They won the turnover battle. They outgained them. I mean, they had 5 penalties to Iowa only having 1, but I mean, the 5 penalties didn't hurt them too bad. So I mean, like, if like you're the Ducks, like they did really outplay Iowa for most of this game. They just struggled to put them away or kind of hit that kill shot, and then Iowa was able to get a good drive going late because they weren't out of this one. Were able to take a lead, but Oregon again rallied when it mattered the most. Big scramble from Dante Moore, and I mean, the MVP though is Sappington. Man, he drilled it's a 46 yarder, I believe. It was as long on the day. Drilled that in the rain. I feel like he's gonna probably get drafted by an NFL team. He's been a pretty good kicker his entire career.
This is a pretty good win for Oregon too, at least, get one of those gritty games in tough weather conditions and your team's able to get the job done. Put yourselves in a position to win with your running game too. Got a lot of yards on the ground. They got a real big matchup against USC coming up.
Right,
that's going to be huge for what goes on in the Big Ten.
Like that game against Washington, it's in Washington's home stadium. I know they looked bad against Wisconsin, but I think at that point, like they could be a dangerous team still because they're playing spoiler. It's just kind of strange that USC is above Oregon in the Big Ten standings. Both are 5-1, but they give the 7-2 team the nod over the Ducks. It's kind of
I honestly think
interesting to me.
Oregon's had a tougher schedule than USC too.
Definitely. I mean, going into
in the early going of it,
going into Happy Valley, Northwestern's been a surprise this year. They've been pretty solid. And that was a road game for them that they got the victory. They had to play Indiana. Wisconsin and Iowa were just both of those games were absolute monsoons. Yeah. Oregon, I think, is they're a base. I think they're a lock for the playoff, but they're gonna have to play a road, or they're gonna have to play in the first round. So right now for the Ducks, I think the big thing is just like you're trying to win out because for your seeding, so you can get a home game, and rather than having to go play on the road in that first round. Let's see, which might be better for this team. Oregon had the number 1 seed last year. Obviously, had basically almost an entire month off from football. Yeah, we'll see how it is this year, but I just feel like the teams that got the bye were, look, there was some rust there for sure.
Did you send a trade to Jimmy in the fantasy?
I sent one to Mohawk.
Oh, he said, "What kind of BS trade is that?" In the group chat just now.
Oh, did Mohawk accept it?
Sorry, I think he did.
Let's see. Oh, let's go.
What happened here in the fantasy league? We got a splash trade going on. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Trade. Okay, so I just got Brock Bowers and Breece Hall.
Dang.
And so I traded Josh Allen, Tyler Warren, Ladd McConkey, and Derrick Henry. So I got Drake May. I'm feeling good about
yeah, that's honestly right. Okay.
Like Drake May does have his bye week coming up still, but I'm like there's still a number of serviceable quarterbacks for me to throw in there. Allen's been low-key kind of inconsistent. Like May's outscored him most weeks.
Yeah. Last week was rough for him too, man. The fumble. They've been turning the ball over.
So I think they're misreading it. I think they think that I'm getting all those players, but I gave up a good chunk of my team to get Bowers and Breece Hall. Now,
yeah, you honestly made a splash.
Well, and here's the thing: is Henry, he's been wildly inconsistent for me. I like Warren's been good, but I think Brock Bowers is just gonna be the better player down this. I mean, like the Broncos, his stat line against the Broncos doesn't concern me because that's like the best defense in the league. Vance Joseph, despite not having his best coverage player, was basically schemed Brock out of the game. I was like, Vance Joseph's a madman. So I'm okay giving up Warren in exchange for Bowers. I think he's going to be he's going to be better option at the tight end than Warren. And then like Ladd's been solid, but I've got JSN and
Yeah,
CV.
you have JSN.
Like I'm good. And also like I got, if we can go to my bench here. Like I don't need Ladd McConkey. My running back play this year has been what's burned me. Like I've just gotten some crap performances out of my running backs. Henry, it's just like it makes me nervous to not start him because he's had some really good performances, but you just don't know.
You never know
how involved he's going to be this week. Breece Hall is basically the Jets' entire offense at this point. So I'll take that. I've got Rico Dowdle and Trey Benson coming back. I've also got like Ted McMillan and Tez Johnson, Romeo Dobbs. So like I'm not hurting at wide receiver where I can give up a really good player like Ladd. And I think this gives me a bit more scoring because Breece gets a lot of receptions. So this gives me a bit more scoring at running back.
Might even throw you a touchdown pass.
Yeah. So
who knows?
Like I think this trade, I don't think this is like a super unfair trade. Like I think I'm just getting two players that have been really consistent and solid at their two positions, which are probably my two biggest positions to need. And then Mohawk's team is terrible. So this gives them a shakeup and a lot of new pieces to work with. So I don't think it's that unfair. I think they're misreading. I think
Mohawk, Jimmy might be misreading it.
Right. Like I think he might think that like Mohawk traded me 4 players, but like I gave up 4 players to get 2 back.
The Bauer, you got Tyler Warren, you were saying, right?
No, he was part of the trade package.
Okay, he was part of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, might have to look into something to trade with somebody else here. Because I thought the trade deadline was going to be the same day as the NFL. Kind of glad because it's like prime time in some other leagues that I want to make a move. I want to make a move. There's one guy in our league. He's winless. Last year, he started out winless and then won the league. He was second place. He damn near won the league. This year, he's completely out of it at this point. He hasn't won a game. I'm going to try and make a trade with him because he's still got some good players. It's just coming down to it.
And I've got one more trick up my sleeve for my quarterback room. But I'm not going to reveal that just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is also just like a big thing that was killing me too is like sometimes I just didn't know who to start. For my running backs or for my flex, like they'll like, or even for my quarterback hack half the time. I'm like I kept Josh Allen in there basically every week because it's Josh Allen. But then every week I'm like, oh my God, like is he gonna outscore May?
Yeah, Drake May's playing better.
Drake May's an MVP, the front runner for MVP right now. And yeah, like this week that burned me. I lost Lucas by 3 points, but I made the wrong call at my flex. If literally I had played like Ted McMillan or Tez Johnson, if I just had played one of those guys at my flex,
I would have easily beat him.
Yeah, I would have handled
Tez Johnson would have got you over.
Oh yeah, no,
if I played 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, if I played Tez, I would have been. Yeah, I would have been solid after the game that Ladd had. So I'm okay rocking.
It was just it's not that curse. We had some good Sunday games, so the Sunday night and Monday game are going to be straight snooze fest.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that just happens. I will, grade that trade. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I get Brock Bowers.
You get a pretty good
and Breece Hall. I give up Derrick Henry, Ladd McConkey, Josh Allen, and Tyler Warren.
I'll give you a B on that one. For Mohawk, I'll give both of you guys like around a B minus on that one. I need to make some moves in this league too now.
Yeah. I don't know why they're everyone's tweaking about this. I don't think that's too unbalanced. Like I did give up a lot of depth on my team, but and like I think I still get you. Josh Allen's still a premier fantasy player, and I think the same with like Derrick Henry. He's just a little more inconsistent in his old age, and I just need more consistency.
Kind of putting Mohawk in the dilemma. Is he going to turn on Bo Nix?
I mean, he might have to. Yeah.
He just told us that Bo Nix is going to ride the bench, but who knows? Who knows what happens? Jimmy's not happy about that trade, though. What game do you want to cover now? We'll hear more from the group chat as we go on. But what other top 25 matchup did you want to cover here? We got like 10 minutes till we go over to our game, higher or lower.
Gotcha. Just a quick. I think we'll just quickly touch on Bama LSU. Like again, this is a real like ugly type of grinded out game here. Nussmeier actually had some of his best completion percentage of the season. He was 18 to 21, but he got hurt. Michael Van Buren came in, and it really is a good explosion from the Bama offense in the second quarter was the big reason they were able to win this thing. And Jeremy Bernard and company at the wide receiver room did good. I just say that this kind of makes me a little uncertain about Alabama. They just, again, it's an ugly win in November is a win regardless. And it was still a bit more convincing than some of these other ugly wins.
This is a scary one-loss team, dude.
They are.
Alabama figured it out, and they're going crazy. This little 6-game stretch nearly had 6 games in a row, teams in the top 25. But obviously, South Carolina and LSU did drop. But like you were saying, LSU's defense,
they've been
talking
really good
about them
season.
all year. They've played good teams all season long. Besides UL Monroe, we don't have to talk about that.
I don't worry about that. I think they played like Southeast Louisiana.
East Illinois in a couple weeks. That's their other layup.
All right. Well, I'm looking at. I also want to look at this Louisville Cal game. So Cal, if you look at their schedule, it's a good start to the season. They got into conference play. They were 3-1. Their only loss at San Diego State, and then they started conference play out 2-1, and so you're 5-2 about midway through the season, feeling good, and then you dropped 2 games back to back, games where it really looked like you had a chance to win those at one point, and some costly mistakes and just some failure to execute really swung the momentum back to the other team. So now you're on the road against Louisville, ACC title hopeful here, and you got a true freshman quarterback in Jaron Koway. I think it's Polotule is how you say that. And he comes in here and he just absolutely lights it up, man. 323 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Louisville, a defense that's been pretty good all year, had just absolutely no answers for Jacob DeJesus. Man, this guy caught 16 passes for 158 yards and 1 touchdown. The next leading receiver in terms of receptions had 5. The next leading receiver in terms of yards had 39. So, I mean, if I'm Louisville, like, really, it was like 2 guys that beat you. Cal got a solid contribution from their back, Kendrick Raphael, with 83 yards in the touch. But I mean, like, this is kind of a bad look for Louisville. Like those two guys really got you. Yeah, Miller Moss, he was super inaccurate, and the Golden Bears, they were bringing a lot of pressure. They didn't get to him a ton of times, but they just like the stunts and the pressures that they were bringing. I mean, he was just throwing the ball away or throwing it into the dirt, or was just inaccurate off of it a lot. Like it really seemed like it was bothering him in this one. So I don't know if you got any other takeaways from this one. Kaywan Brown was fantastic for the Cardinals, kind of a lone bright spot for him.
This really does screw the ACC, man.
It does.
They need to have a team in there.
Right. Because you look at this is a great week if you're Georgia Tech for sure. They're like, now Virginia's got a 1 loss here, and Chandler Morris goes down pretty early. Daniel Kalin comes in. Again, like this Wake Forest defense, I mean, they were playing like demons. I'm not gonna lie. Again, like another team where it wasn't like they got a ton of sacks, but the pressure, man, and their ability to just put Virginia behind the sticks was huge in this one. All right, there's just like a 16-9 ball game, so there isn't too much to really delve into there, but it's just I'm gonna shift this over to the ACC, because now you're looking at all these teams with 1 loss still. Duke, SMU, Pitt, Virginia, Georgia Tech. There's a real possibility here that Duke makes the ACC championship, because again, they only have 1 conference loss. They beat Virginia next week, and then they go and they can beat North Carolina and Wake Forest. North Carolina is their only road game. I know it's a rivalry game, but North Carolina has been terrible this year. I mean, we don't know like what Chandler Morrison's health is going to look like. If Duke makes that ACC title game at Wednesday, the ACC is just not going to get a playoff team. I don't think. I think
because if
Duke's going to be too low of a conference championship winner, it's just going to go to like probably like the American and Sun Belt winners, maybe the Mountain West.
They'd probably go to the Mountain West winner at that point, because they're like the only one could really make a case for it to like be in the top 25.
I'm looking at these other 4 or 1 loss teams. Georgia Tech's got Georgia at the end of the season, and they've got Pitt. I mean, those are home games. They could end 3 losses and not even be in it themselves. Yeah, that's a brutal 2-game stretch to finish the year. We mentioned Virginia does have Duke. Looking at the rest of their schedule, it's Duke and Virginia Tech, which, I mean, it's an in-state rivalry. Maybe Virginia Tech is on some problems, but if they lose to Duke, all right, that's a big problem. And then Pitt's another team here. They've got, I mean, Pitt could very well have 3 conference losses and 5 losses to end the year. They have Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, and Miami. So, like your bet, like right now, I'm like Virginia maybe has the best chance. Maybe Georgia Tech. Again, then we gotta look at SMU. Who do they end with?
Who's their schedule? Yeah.
Louisville can get themselves back into play if they beat them. That's who SMU's got next week. And then they've got Cal. So,
man, this ACC is fired up. They could have all this chaos and not even have anyone in the playoffs.
like I really think Duke could beat Virginia, and then that'll just throw a monkey wrench in the entire thing.
That would pretty much put him up. That would probably put him in second place. Maybe.
Right now, I mean, like you're just hoping like Pitt or Georgia Tech can come away with that thing if you're the ACC, because that's, I think, because like if Miami or Louisville win enough games to like work the way back up into it, maybe like let me look at Louisville and Miami's remaining schedules. Louisville's got Clemson, SMU, Kentucky. Kentucky's kind of revitalized their season. They got a big victory over Florida this weekend. So yeah, I mean, there's a chance that they can make a shake up and still have an outside bid there. If we look at Miami, their remaining schedule, I mean, they can knock off some competition and knock Pitt down to end their season. That is a road game for them. They've got NC State and Virginia Tech.
2 games that they really don't.
And no one's really
like no one's really out of this.
Honestly, I mean,
these top
Wake Forest as like a 3-loss team, and Cal, I'm like, even they with like the chaos that could go on up top. I mean, Wake Forest has a chance to shake things up if they beat Duke, and potentially if Duke drops 3 and Cal might have a chance to shake some things up and potentially still have a shot. I mean, they've got SMU, and Stanford. Like, tell me who's coming away with this. Like, I don't have a clear-cut favorite because there's been upsets every week.
You really can't say. At the beginning of the year, everyone says Clemson, Florida State, going to be at the top. They're not even anywhere close to this conversation.
Florida State started 3-0 and has gone 1-5 since then. In conference play. Like, what an absolute collapse by them.
I want to see like a Duke and like SMU ACC championship, but at the same time, I want to see some teams make it. At least one team from the ACC make it.
I think if you're the ACC, you're rooting for Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got a good chance to make it and potentially be competitive and give some teams some problems. They would probably be coming in there as like a 10 or 12 seed, potentially. I don't think they have the newest CFP poll out yet. Let's see, do they? They do not. It's the AP Top 25 and Coaches poll. Let's see here. No, not the official college football poll out yet. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll have to go over the. I think what we should it probably comes out later today.
Yeah, it'll come out later this afternoon.
We'll play maybe a quicker edition of higher lower, because obviously the AP Top 25 poll now not carrying as much leeway as the college football playoff poll. That's going to really determine your big rank ups. But we'll start at the top here. This will be, I think, a little easier to work down. We can go quicker at the top here. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, still 1, 2, 3. Still
Like
works
it.
for me.
Those are where they're at.
Bama, Georgia, rounding out the top 5 again.
Like that.
Like that. Old Miss at number 6. Can't argue with that.
I think you could probably argue Texas Tech over Oregon.
Potentially, yeah. I'd say so.
Just swap them 7 and 8.
Oh, you know what? We didn't discuss enough about what Texas Tech did to BYU in this game, man.
That's pretty true too.
BYU is a team that wants to just play smash mouth football and run the ball. And I mean, they still got 27 carries on the game, only 67 yards. This is what worried me about BYU is Texas Tech. I mean, against a big offensive front for BYU, Texas Tech just outmuscled them all game, really. Yeah. And then the linebackers, Jacob Rodriguez, Cole Wisnowski, were just firing in those gaps and flying downhill. So yeah, BYU
That's your guy there.
wasn't able to really run the football, forced Bear Bachmeyer to throw 38 times. Kind of a recipe for disaster.
The defensive player in that conversation, his coach wants him to be in the conversation.
Are you talking about Rodriguez?
Rodriguez.
Yeah, dude, I mean,
your potential Heisman candidate, dude.
He's been
nuts.
Fantastic. He's got 48 solo tackles, 7 forced fumbles, 3 INTs. He's got a sack on the season. He's a great coverage linebacker too. That's his. And then, like, if you look at his total tackles, 88 right now. So I think he's on pace for like 140, something like that.
That dude's he's a senior this year too, like middle linebacker prospect in the league right there. He can shoot the gap, cover. He's there for every tackle. Like that guy needs to be middle linebacker position. And that
I don't know what the name of it is, but he'll probably be in the running and probably will win the best linebacker award. He's been really good. Like he's just been fantastic. Despite that, though, he isn't even up there on like your top tacklers in the country. That's all these like really bad teams that like have all the good tacklers because they're just on the field so much. Like
that makes sense.
Guess the top 5 teams that these top 5 tacklers are on. Like guess the 5. Or do you have any idea?
Say one's got to be on Arkansas.
No.
Let's go Purdue.
No.
Man.
No group of or no Power 5 teams, no Power Conference teams. Top 5.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Then
there's a guy at Purdue. He's at 8. So
all right, I got top 10. Yes, that ain't bad. I'll take it.
There's only 2 guys from Power 5 schools in the top 10. Your first guy, Quentin Whisle at NIU. He's tied with Owen Long from CSU. You got Micah Davey from UTEP, Red Murdoch from Buffalo, and Gideon Lampron from Bowling Green.
Jesus. Shout out to those guys. Get some draft stock going up, right?
Now I'm just because I don't know off the top of my head, but like curiosity is getting the best of me. I bet you if we go over to let's go look at team defenses, total yards. Let's filter that by yards given up. I bet you will see a number of those teams near the top. Oh, wow, surprisingly, not like they're the top 10. They're definitely a lot of those are in the bottom tier. Let's see about points per game, if any of them are here. Ohio State they're allowing 7.2 points per game. Unreal. Yeah. So not even like the worst of the worst defenses in the country.
I got another stat here as well for Jacob Rodriguez. His tackles right now, interceptions and like turnover ratio. His stats right now are like 2012 Manti Te'o with Notre Dame, dude. 91 tackles. But he's got almost 10 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown, and then 7 forced fumbles. And Te'o had 6 picks, 5.5 tackles for loss, plus 92 tackles. And this is all the first 10 game stats.
I think he was also in the Air Force, or his wife is, or something like that. Like I know he's got like a connection to the military, and I believe it's the Air Force.
Well, there we go. Shout out to him on this Veterans Day.
I'll give it a guy involved with the military. Give him the Heisman. Come on, that's who's got MBR's vote.
Yeah, MBR's vote going to Jacob Rodriguez.
All right. So going back to the rankings here, then we'll flip flop. So we probably want to flip flop Oregon and Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech's got to be 7 here.
Notre
Oregon
Dame
had
at
8.
9. I don't hate that. I'm
That's
okay with
fine.
that. You got Texas and Oklahoma at 10 and 11.
Texas, I really don't mind it.
Yeah, I suppose I'm okay with that. It's just a lot of teams that are falling back here, and like I don't even know if like you will see Texas or Oklahoma in the CFP rankings. BYU dropping back to 12. I'd swap them in Vandy.
I think Vandy deserves
Yeah,
that
you gotta
12.
put them up at 12. A good bounce back win for them this week. They're 8-2. Georgia Tech just kind of keeping them. Now they moved up a bit to 14, which I guess they're on the bye week, but I'm a live with that. Utah at 15, kind of above Miami. I'd use Utah back to 16, Miami back to 17, put USC up at 15.
I like that right there. I like that. USC honestly has had a much tougher schedule. They've had to face some better opponents than Utah.
Michigan at 18.
I don't mind that. That's fine with me too.
Good with that. I'm almost inclined to say that Tennessee should be above Louisville and Virginia, but they do have the extra loss. So Tennessee at 21, 20 Virginia, 19 Louisville.
That's fair.
That Cincinnati, I'd flip flop them in Pitt. Just
for sure, just tougher conference. Pitt's got to battle for the rest of the year just to make that conference playoff, man. Like Cincinnati is probably out of it for Big 12.
And people have been wanting them to get in.
It's JMU, bro.
Madison, man, 8-1.
It.
Then you got South Florida here at 7-2.
You love to see it. JMU, man, too low.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Higher.
We'll see Missouri, Memphis, Washington, all dropped from the rankings. See some other teams that are getting votes.
Tulane with 83.
Missouri still. North Texas, I'm get down with that.
That'd
Iowa,
be cool.
Houston, SMU, Arizona State getting a few votes. Illinois, San Diego State. Man, I was high on San Diego State, but Hawaii belted them this week. Oh my God. UNLV and Memphis. Yeah. Let's go to that Hawaii game here just for a second. Then I think the rankings are okay. I'll take that.
I think it's fair.
Let me get this Mountain West Conference. Where is it? Yeah,
38-6.
This is like one of the best defenses in the country. What a turnaround from the Rainbow Warriors. They were awful last year, dude. It was like
they're gonna get a pretty good bowl game here.
That team looked like they were in purgatory. Now they're 7-3.
Actually have a chance.
Mike Alejandro
has
been great this season.
Dude, they actually have a chance to make that conference championship. To be honest.
Yeah, let's.
Because Boise State and San Diego State match up this weekend, and then.
Okay, man, we got some time before we hit that. Our halfway point. Why don't let's take a look at some standings, try to predict some conference championships here.
I like that.
Then we'll give a quick rundown of what's going on in the top 25 next week. We'll start here. The American. Yeah, you got East Carolina, North Texas, Tulane, South Florida, Navy, all with one loss. In the conference, see who. See, I like North Texas, UAB, and at Rice. Those are two road games against two bad teams. Then you get a home game for Temple. Man, North Texas is pretty good. I'm kind of liking North Texas to work their way back up there. I like them. They give me the North Texas as one of my teams. East Carolina's got Memphis. They'll probably lose that. See, Navy. They got South Florida, Memphis, and Army. Yeah, sorry, midshipman. Obviously, we root for you, but I don't know, man. You have a really tough stretch to finish that out there.
Yeah, that's rough.
Let's see. South Florida's gotten through some of the worst of their schedule. I mean, they do got to go to Navy, and then they've got UAB and Rice. But solid chance for them to finish off well. Tulane. I don't know, man. Tulane's got it pretty easy. They're playing. They're playing like the bottom 3 of the bottom 6 teams. They've got FAU, Temple, and Charlotte. Charlotte's the worst team in the conference.
I'm feeling you probably see Tulane, South Florida.
Dude, I think it's
Navy got South Florida at Memphis and then Army Navy game.
dude, I think
Kind of a tough finish.
bro, I think this is going to be the Green Bowl. I think we're going to have the Green Wave versus the Mean Green. Give me Tulane, North Texas.
Oh, North Texas.
I'm
Okay.
I'm getting a little bold here.
UAB, Rice, Temple. Yeah, I like that.
Let's see. Because that's one of the, I don't know. Yeah, South Florida drops when they do have the head-to-head for the Mean Green. So I think if South Florida wins out, they'll replace the Mean Green. But I like the Mean Green and Tulane to finish this out. Atlantic.
That'd be fun.
There's a chance at chaos. I think a bit of normalcy could potentially happen here. I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech. And oh man, I don't know, man. This is so tough. Give me Georgia Tech. Give me Louisville sneaking back in there.
I like that. I'm feeling Georgia Tech and not Pitt, honestly. They got to play Notre Dame this week. And then it's their matchup against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, Duke, man. I'm hoping Duke makes that little run.
He's rooting
Beat
for chaos.
Virginia next week. And you might as well say it's said and done because their next 2 games they could win pretty easily. Be Georgia Tech, Duke for the ACC.
The Big 12.
Well,
my safe pick is that BYU finishes strong and gets a rematch against Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is in no matter what. I don't know if anybody's beaten the Red Raiders to finish the year. UCF, West Virginia. Forget about that. Tech's good. So my safe pick would be Texas Tech, BYU. I'm going to throw out a little bit of a bold pick, a little bit of a fun one here. Though, because there's only 3 1-loss teams left in here, but there's a couple of 2-loss teams that are.
I'm looking at Houston. They got TCU and Baylor left, and Cincinnati has the matchup against BYU coming up. So that could potentially jump one of those 2 teams up.
Give me my little bold prediction: Utah, Texas Tech. Utah sneaking in there. Kansas State, Kansas ain't the toughest matchups to finish the year.
I like that.
They got TCU. That'll be that's going to be a tough road game. But if they come out of that, solid chance they maybe, if BYU drops one, which they could, solid chance that I think the Utes jump in there.
I like
but
that.
BYU
prediction.
they actually need BYU to lose out because BYU does have the head-to-head against them. But I won't rule it out.
Right here, I'm going
Big Ten.
Texas Tech and Cincinnati gets the win over BYU.
Nice.
Let's see if they can pull the upset.
I like that.
And match up against Cincinnati.
Big Ten. I just don't see anything of it in Indiana, Ohio State.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
And that could be a potential winner of that game. Might be your national champion. Not gonna lie. Conference USA. I mean, you got Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State, both undefeated. Western Kentucky still behind there. Man, how about Missouri State, man? One of the newer FBS teams. Sucks that because
their
of the
first
transfer.
year.
Yeah. And because of the new year rule, they're not allowed to be in the bowl game. Sucks, man.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Sucks.
Man. They're only 2 games short. Although they got it. They're 6-3.
Yeah. So screw it. Give me
Dang.
Missouri State because they know they can't get that bowl game. They're gonna play
Use
like
it as their
heck.
bowl game.
Get in. They're gonna knock out Arkansas State, give themselves a head-to-head advantage there. And Jacksonville State is also going to give Arkansas State a loss, so that'll take him out there. And then give me Missouri State. Do I think? Nah, Western Kentucky's got to play LSU. They're going to probably lose that. That'll probably just hurt their overall record. Give me Missouri State versus Jacksonville State.
That's what I was going to
give me the Bears winning Conference USA. Yeah. Give them a.
I like that.
As their victory for a much deserved bowl game.
I like the Jackson State, Missouri State to finish it. That'd be dope.
So UConn, man, they got some great. They're one of the 2 independents. They got some great home field advantage. I'll give them that. All right, Maction. Who wins the MAC, man? We got 4 one-loss teams here. I'm locking in Ohio. I really like the Parker Navarro and that team there. And
Ohio, and these 2 teams got the head-to-head. I'm going to Ohio and Buffalo. Miami of Ohio is going to lose one to Buffalo in the next couple weeks. That's going to be my matchup. The Buffalo Bulls against the Ohio Bobcats.
I'm kind of leaning towards that. Let me see what Western Michigan's got. Yeah, give me Buffalo, Ohio. I like that. I think Buffalo's gonna.
So Ohio's next game is against Western Michigan. So maybe it's Western Michigan Buffalo, or Western Michigan versus Miami of Ohio.
All right.
Action's got some chaos. I like it.
The Mountain West, man. Let's see what we got here.
This one here, I'm going San Diego State against Hawaii. I think Boise's going to drop one to Hawaii.
Boise has Utah State and somebody else, not Hawaii.
Or it might be
they got San Diego
San Diego State and Boise played.
So I feel like the winner of that matchup is going to take on Hawaii. 2. I'm going to give the edge to San Diego State because I just think they've got a really good team defensively. It's a home game. They'll be looking to rebound off of a loss. So give me I'm with you there on San Diego State and Hawaii.
I want Hawaii to win it.
All right. Well, the Pac-12, I think Oregon State already won it. No, they're going to have another matchup, these 2 teams. So give me Washington State. Oregon State's just so bad. They're 2-8, but one of their 2 wins is against Washington State. So they're first in the Pac-12. The new Pac-12. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's coming though. Is it's Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Utah State, Texas State, and 2 other state teams. And then I think those are there's one other team I'm blanking on. Fresno State, plus Washington State and Oregon State. That's going to be the new Pac-12.
Yeah.
So let's rename it the State 8.
Yeah, I like that.
It's all state teams, and there's 8 of them.
Except for basketball, they got Gonzaga.
Yeah, they do have Gonzaga, but
they don't have a football team. So yeah. I like that. I like that.
The State 8. We can change it just for football,
Yeah, just football.
The Pac-12, and then like when you're for the football standings in parentheses, the State 8, and you can just leave it off for the other sports. All right, we got the SEC here. I think it's gonna be A&M. Their biggest challenge is Texas on the road. Obviously, they got South Carolina, Stanford, Texas. That game in Texas going to be a challenge. I think they come out on top of that one though. And then Bama, I think their schedule kind of eases up here.
Yeah.
After a brutal stretch. Okay, they do have to play Oklahoma. Actually, I take that back. So Oklahoma, and then a road game at Auburn. Got Eastern Illinois in between there. I like Bama's ability though to win out there. Home game against Oklahoma.
Sounds crazy. SEC championship. Bama, Texas.
What?
Bama, Texas. I know it seems tough for Texas at Georgia this weekend. Arkansas beat Texas A&M. You're a top 2 team. They're a 1-loss team in the conference. They realistically still have a shot.
They do. I mean,
I'm going Texas, Bama.
They got to finish strong here.
Texas, Bama.
Knock out Georgia.
Seems crazy. It seems crazy.
Maybe a little crazy, but I believe. You know what? Though Texas and Alabama and Georgia all have some pretty losable games. You know what I think doesn't have very or super losable games anymore? Ole Miss. I could see A&M.
Don't forget about them, dude. Florida and Mississippi State.
Right. I'm like,
oh man,
Ole Miss, A&M. I could see that.
That would be dope. Don't forget about Trinidad Chambliss and the boys, dude. That's right.
They're cruising. All right.
Could be A&M Ole Miss, dude. I just want Texas to make it kind of crazy. Go from top 10, unranked, back in the top 10.
To the SEC
win in go back to your conference championship. It's crazy.
Would be peak college football. That's just like pure chaos, man. All right. The Sun Belt, JMU locking down the East. No doubt about it. Is there something that could trip up the Southern Miss Golden Eagles? Let's see. They got Texas State, who's having a rough season this year. They're 0-5 in the conference. They do got Troy to end the year. That'll basically be playing to win the West, I feel like. South Alabama's pretty bad. So let's see if Troy's got what they've got here to finish the year. I think it's like a foregone conclusion about JMU, though, man. That team looks stellar this year. Let's see. So Troy, before they get Southern Miss, they got to go on the road to play Old Dominion, who's not bad. Old Dominion's pretty good. They got Georgia State, who's bottom of the West. And then they got Southern Miss.
Dang.
Southern Miss, I think, has got the more favorable draw. Plus, they have a home game. It's going to be at home for that game against Troy. So Southern Miss against JMU. Book it for your Sun Belt championship. All right, that's all of our conferences. Yeah. So those are all of our predictions.
There's a million more in basketball. You stay tuned for those episodes with college basketball.
Yeah, we'll have to do those ahead of time.
Yeah, we might have to pre-record something for those, dude.
Looking ahead to next week in the top 25, we got some interesting matchups on Friday night. Louisville hosting Clemson and Oregon hosting Minnesota. The Golden Gophers 6-3. Clemson still got a lot of pride to play for. Probably still gonna still got some NFL players on that roster. So
and they want to make a bowl.
Yeah, home games for both of those teams, and they're really looking to. I mean, Louisville's trying to keep their SEC chances and playoff chances alive. Like that's on life support right now. And yeah, Oregon just would be looking for a nice sure win to keep them alive for a home game round one. I think Oregon's big thing. They're playing for a home game round one. They're looking like the Ducks. You need to be what? It's the teams that get home games are 5 through 9, 5 through 8, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then it's 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
On the road. Okay. Yeah.
The seeding is interesting with those bye weeks and like who gets home and away. So you get home field advantage in that first game, and then you're going on the road the next week to play that team that just had the bye.
But it's a neutral site. This is a
Oh yeah, it's does they get to neutral site after the second round?
no, like the second round, like I think the one team is going to get to play the Rose Bowl.
Oh,
Number
okay,
2
that's when
gets
that
the
starts.
Sugar
That
Bowl.
makes sense.
Number 3 gets the Tostinos Bowl.
It's like the 4 biggest bowl games is that second
Yeah.
day. Okay,
And then the 4 seed gets, I forget the name of this bowl.
that makes more sense.
It's not the Orange Bowl. Maybe it's the Orange Bowl.
One of them, I
whatever.
think, is the
Yeah.
Orange Bowl.
It's like the orange, the sugar,
Rose.
and Tostinos or Chip Bowl, whatever it is. All right. On the Saturday's matchup, Indiana hosting Wisconsin. Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's not going to be able to beat Indiana with their punter thrown for 24 yards. Should be a blowout win for Indiana.
Yeah, it'll be a memorial for Wisconsin in Bloomington.
You did hang the banner. You beat number 25 ranked Washington. South Carolina going into A&M. Again, with the way A&M's been playing, that's looking to be a pretty big beatdown, potentially. South Carolina might surprise some people. Notre Dame, this is a huge matchup. Notre Dame has got to go to Pittsburgh. I mean, Notre Dame loses this could effectively, I mean, whoever loses this could effectively end your BC or your college football bid.
Yeah.
Your playoff bid.
That really does.
That's going to be a tough one to predict. I'm leaning towards Notre Dame just because Jeremiah Love is like legitimately looking like the best player.
Easily the best running back in college football.
Without a doubt, dude.
And got to make a case for him to be the best player.
988 yards and 13 touchdowns. I mean, it's just like they are. I mean, he sees a lot of stacked boxes too. And despite that, he's averaging 6.4 yards a carry. It's something special here. Got Michigan going to Northwestern. Potential trap game for the Wolverines, who are still probably vying for a shot, an outside shot into the playoff. So that'll be a big matchup there for them. Oklahoma's got to go to Bama. Oklahoma definitely a chance to play some spoiler and keep their hat in the ring. I mean, like Oklahoma, I do think has to win this game to have a shot to make the college football playoff. So they're playing for their playoff bid. 6.5 point underdogs on the road. That'll be tough. Texas Tech's hosting UCF. They are 23.5 point favorites. Should probably handle them. UCF is 1-5 in Big 12 play. Texas Tech is looking like the most dominant team in that conference as well. All right, this is where chaos can ensue. Duke hosting Virginia.
Here we go now. Will
Chandler Morris be healthy? A lot of questions looming there.
What a sophomore year from Darian Mensah, though. 27.94, 24 touchdowns, 4 picks. Man, get some guys around him in this transfer portal year coming up. Keep building on him.
The Tulane transfer has been, he's been carving it up. The 2026, 2027 draft classes, he'll be a hot commodity, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Saints fans, start looking at those guys, those sophomores. Those kids gonna be junior year next year. Might have a crazy season to get them in the draft. Start looking now. These might be our dudes.
Another ACC matchup here. Georgia Tech on the road, just playing Boston College, though, should be able to take care of business there. You'd hope. The Eagles are 1-9, 0-6 in ACC play. Another big ACC matchup here at 1:30. Miami hosting NC State, but we see NC State, man, that offense is very explosive. And ball security and not, giving a defense a big splash play is going to be key because I think these two offenses are going to be going up and down the field for the most part.
Oh yeah.
But if a defense can make a big splash play with strip sack or an interception, pick six, or a big special teams return, could be the big difference in this one. We got Iowa and USC. This will be another big matchup here. Trojans, great offense. Iowa, great defense. I'm leaning towards USC, the home team here. It should be a pretty clear day in South California there in LA. So predicted to be a nice, comfortable 64 degrees.
I gotta freaking say it,
Trojans
though, man.
offense should be cooking.
Just based off this guy's career and like teams they've had to play, his matchups and everything, level of play. Jaden Mayava's got to be one of the. You look at him and you're like, his resume. That's one of the guys in this class, potential draft class. That's like could have it made for the league, in my opinion. I think just the matchups that he's played in tough scenarios with their back against the wall, like consistently.
He was really good when he came in and took over for Miller Moss last year, and he's having a very impressive campaign. He's got to be a finalist for some quarterback awards, I guess. I mean, he's one of the top passers in the country. Let's see where he ranks officially. He's
Just coming from UNLV, I mean, when he wasn't getting sacked 11 times in a season, he didn't throw 10 interceptions last year after his transfer. Had way less yards last year only because he wasn't even the starter for most of the season.
I mean, he's 11th in the country passing yards, and like the only like Power 5 teams really guys ahead of him. I mean, you got Mensa and SMU as Kevin Jennings, Joey Aguilar's up there, Sawyer Robinson, but like I mean, Mayava's definitely had. I think I'd probably say that maybe only Aguilar's had tougher competition to throw because he's had to play Georgia, Alabama.
Like career wise, just like college career wise, like Mayava is looking like one of those dudes that could just fit right in.
Speaking of Tennessee and Joey Aguilar, they're hosting the Mexico State Aggies, so it should be a good day to pad some stats, add to those gaudy passing numbers for Aguilar.
Almost 3,000 yards already.
Florida going in to play Ole Miss at Oxford at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Trinidad Chambliss and the guys looking to stay on track, keep that bid alive for maybe an SEC championship, definitely a playoff bid. Looking like they'll be, I mean, either the 5 or the 6 seed if they keep up what they're doing here. And now Bang should be able to take care of business against Florida. The defense might give them some problems, but they got DJ Lagway on the other side, so they should be all right. Utah got to go on the road to play Baylor. Baylor's got a pretty explosive offense. Their defense,
they got to watch out.
Kind of been Swiss cheese here, so kind of works for Utah's advantage. Where Utah's offense isn't as good as their defense, but it's been kind of hitting the rhythm the past few weeks. Could potentially be a trap game here, but I think Utah should be all right. Take care of business here. Washington needs a bounce back game. They got Purdue coming to their home stadium. Should be able to take care of that. Well, UCLA had a fun little 3-game turnaround, but then some reality checks as they've played Nebraska, Indiana.
Oh God, dude!
State.
What the? That's terrible.
Looking for this will be another pretty big slaughter at the hands of Ohio State. I mean, look, Ohio State obviously looks really good, but man, really they just haven't had as tough of a schedule. I mean, Texas is really their most impressive win.
Best team they've played.
The road win against Illinois, that's
a tough one.
That was a good one. I mean, but
3 teams in the top 25 this year. Penn State could have been there, but
yeah. Penn State's bad, like Purdue, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Washington, Ohio, Grambling.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
it definitely looks like they are confident in their roster just to make the playoffs without having any of these tough games. Because like the teams make the schedule, they make that schedule. Those non-conference games, that's set up by the teams.
Man.
So,
well, yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see what in the Big Ten championship and in the playoffs how that team.
That's going to be interesting for sure.
I mean, it's Ohio State and they build rosters really great, so they'll probably still be a really tough matchup. Just some food for thought. All right, we got Texas going to Athens, play the Georgia Bulldogs.
Let's go, Archie.
So
this is your Manning moment.
Time to show out, Arch.
Get to the SEC championship.
This could save your draft stock too.
Seriously, if he wants to declare for the draft this year, win the next 3 games, Archie Manning.
How these next 3 games go for Archie may really determine if we see him for another year in college football or not. Missouri, hopefully they get their starting quarterback back. They got a home game against Mississippi State to round it all out here. I don't know, man. Could be a potential trap game for them. Missouri's their season's kind of falling apart. They're 2-3 in SEC play. I think their playoff bids or dreams are all but shattered. Then BYU, our final ranked game of the night, 8:15 on ESPN.
That late
home
window
game could be a trap game against a pretty explosive TCU team. Puts up a lot of they put up a lot of yards through the air. Be interesting to see here. BYU a little shaken after that loss to Texas Tech. We'll see. I'm putting them on upset alert though.
Let's go. Come on, Texas.
It's about medium threat level, but they're there. All right. Well, we've reached about the halfway point of our show. We're going to go ahead and hit our first break. And when we come back, we're going to have the full NFL Sunday breakdown coming up for you. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Till the Final Whistles Football Frenzy Veterans Day special here on Military Broadcast Radio.
Take a moment, take your time, let it set right. Let it drive right down in your conscious tide. Lean into the better times. 'Cause in a minute, in a moment, you'll notice a shining light. One that draws you in from deep inside. Reach out and connect tonight. Something that comes to you, trails that lead us to and through, elevate to new. 'Cause there's a second, there's a session, there's something that holds them tight. Let you see this world through brand new eyes. Reach out and connect tonight. Influence
penalty on YOU.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. We are back in the house. And let's get into this NFL Sunday, man. We had quite a bit of good games over here on the NFL side of things. The Saints got a dub, bunch of blowouts, Colts crazy comeback in Berlin or wherever they were at in Germany. The Bears crazy comeback. Bills getting shocked. Ravens bouncing back to 4-5. We had a lot of action in this NFL.
They were in Berlin for that game, and it was crazy. During the broadcast, they brought up Adolf Hitler, and then the camera.
Oh my lord!
The camera immediately got to Raheem Morris.
Oh, what the? That's just dirty.
They were talking about the history of the stadium, and then they're like, "Well, obviously Adolf Hitler's and his regime began at this time." And as they start talking about Hitler, cuts right to Raheem Morris.
That's just dirty, man.
Absolutely doing the man dirty. Falcon fans want him gone, though, and I kind of understand. It's not been great.
Down, man. If they could have consistency, in that offense,
Jeff Ulbrich, welcome to the interim head coaching role of the Atlanta Falcons, bro. Ever Jeff Ulbrich goes, he puts together a solid defense, and then his coach gets fired, and he's got to take over. Did it last year for the Jets. He's going to do it this year for the Falcons.
Yep.
All right, let's start with a rundown of everything that happened this week. Thursday Night Football, snooze fest. I was at that game. Thankfully, it was a birthday present for me, so tickets were free. So I didn't have to pay for parking and everything. But that was
all right.
Some stadium food is all right though. 10-7. Hey, win's a win though for the Denver Broncos. They're 8-2, 5-0 at home still.
Thank you, man. How many freaking Chiefs fans last year were talking bad about their team, and they won all those one-score games? You know, I get it's the Chiefs, a little bit different. They've had their multitude of playoff success in the last 5 years, but at the same time, 8-2 team getting booed at home also, when they don't go for it on every single fourth down. It's just crazy to me. It's crazy.
Also, like, people forgot the 2015 season so fast. Our offense was horrendous that year, but we had like a historic defense. That's how we won a lot of games.
That's what 104.3 The Fan compared this team a lot to.
And I don't know if this defense in terms of pass rush, I think, is better than maybe what we had. It's close. I mean, these are two very similar defenses. I mean, you've got an elite secondary that's just locking people up, paired up with a great pass rush here. So they're two very similar defenses. Like, it's hard for me. I think while I feel like this year's team probably gets after the passer more, while the no-fly zone was obviously the better coverage unit, I think like Pat Surtain's the best defensive player on that team. Whereas with the no-fly zone, Von Miller was the best. So it's a weird contrast. That was Thursday Night Football. Sunday opened with the Colts taking on Adolf Hitler's
the regime. I guess that's taking on the freaking Atlanta Reich.
Yeah. And Jonathan Taylor. Man, another note from that game is that the NFL posted that Shane Steichen was meeting with World War II veterans before the game, and everyone was like, yo, what side did they fight for, though?
They're in Germany.
That should be an important distinction when you're in Berlin, Germany. But Jonathan Taylor took Berlin for the Allied powers, man. This guy, he's not going to win MVP because it's the best quarterback award now, but Offensive Player of the Year is looking more and more likely, dude. He is a monster. 286 scrimmage yards, and
it's all like touchdowns. Second half too in this one. He could do it the whole game, but they needed it in the end.
RIP anybody that played this guy in fantasy football this week. I did not have the displeasure of having to do that, but I checked some other matchups and I was like, oh, bro scored like 54 points.
You know that league I'm in with the really weird scoring?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was nearly 100 points from Jonathan Taylor in that league, with the scoring being like tripled.
Oh my God, that's
He almost had 100 points on my head.
dude. I looked
Terrible.
up at one matchup in the league, and like Taylor had 54 points, and he was this one person's only player to go. And then the other guy had like between Thursday night and the Sunday morning had I think 3-4 players go. I think it was 4 players, and was down by like 6 points. Jonathan Taylor outscored 4 players.
That's just a guaranteed loss
Yeah.
in fantasy football if you played
No, it
against
was-
Jonathan Taylor this week. There's
it
no
was
way
not-
you won.
Not close. Getting into the early Sunday slate, the Cardiac Bears, man, another come from behind
What a comeback,
victory
dude.
behind Caleb Williams.
Shout out to their pass rush, man.
Yeah.
That front will get after you, dude.
And the Giants just can't have anything nice because now Jackson Dart is dealing with injuries. Malik Neighbors, Cam Spathable,
You
Jackson
fired your
Dart.
coach, too. Dayball's
Coach
gone.
is fired, and I'm just Theo Johnson's next, bro. That Grim Reaper of injuries is coming for him, apparently. The Miami Dolphins, just when you think the things can't get any worse for them, they don't actually, they get better. Buffalo, what's going on, guys? I mean, you go and beat the Chiefs one week and then you get dog walked by Miami. I mean, this game was really never close. Miami was up 16-0 at halftime, maintained a good chunk of that lead for a lot of this game. Devon Achane ran all over the Bills in this one. And 30-13, Mike McDaniels kept his job for another week. I mean, dude, they literally looked fantastic 1 week off of firing their GM. Like,
Yeah.
maybe there's no correlation there, but it's just something to file away. All right. Well, JJ McCarthy was on the field. It was not his alter ego number 9. It was JJ McCarthy.
It was JJ.
He did pay homage to 9 by throwing his 9th interception of the season and a 27-19 loss to the Ravens. Don't look now. Baltimore 4-5. I think they're only a game back from the Steelers.
Yep. They're only one game back.
How? Yeah, I mean, this is going to
Bounce
be
back,
an
dude.
all-time fumble
We need that
from
Will
Cincinnati
Smith
and Pittsburgh,
sound.
honestly. Ravens are, yeah, I mean, you're thinking like, do they sneak in as a wild card? Now it's like, all right, they're probably going to win the division.
Yeah, they might come back and just win it.
All right. So we had on the college side the ridiculous stat line of Wisconsin winning with their punter being their leading passer. Well, the Jets had a similarly equally ridiculous stat line. So they beat the Cleveland Browns. Justin Fields only had 54 yards passing on 6 of 11 attempts. 42 of those yards came on one screen pass to Breece Hall. So 42 of his passing yards came from Breece Hall catching a pass behind the line of scrimmage and then doing all the work. He had 12 passing yards besides that one play. They beat the Cleveland Browns thanks to special teams and the fact that Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL caliber quarterback. I'm sorry.
It was insane, though. The punt return touchdown, and then the very next, you get the ball kicked off to you, and then he takes it back.
I think it was flip-flop. I think they ran like the opening kickoff back, and then the Browns went like 3 and out, punted, and they ran that kick,
punt back.
took the
My
punt back. We're up
gosh.
14-0. Their offense hadn't even touched the field.
No.
Wow.
They were better off without the offense on the field, though.
Patriots, one criticism of them was that their schedule was easy. Well, I mean, this team's legit. They go into Tampa Bay.
Legit, dude.
Drake May has another fantastic game. And then this performance fills me with rage. I'm seething with rage over Travion Henderson's performance because this guy, I took him as my RB2, was on my team for so much of the year. Like, because I was so determined that he was going to break out before he did, like, was just burning a hole in my roster, my lineup. Finally, I'd let him go because I'm like, all right, I've got Rico Dowdle, I've got Josh Jacobs. I got to just move on and try to drop him and try to upgrade a different position. Somebody else snags him, and I'm watching him go off for 33 points.
Yeah.
Irks me, man.
I
Irks me to my core.
that auto drafted league that I was telling you about, where I'm randomly 7-3, where my skill positions are just stacked. He was my flex this week. He had also been just sitting on my bench forever. That's the 1 week where everyone's on bye, and I'm like, man, I got to take a chance on Travion. And he was looking to the sideline.
If he should
make
score
sure
or go
if
down.
they should score or not.
Yeah. The Patriots are like, oh, my God, we have a running back that runs nearly a 4.2 40. Man, maybe we should start giving him the football.
Got to give him the ball.
Genius. No, we want to just keep feeding it to Ramondre Stevenson's fat ass who keeps putting the ball on the ground every game. Yeah, of course they come that realization after I got to move on because my team needs upgrades elsewhere. All right. I digress though. 28-23 Bucks or Patriots get the victory. The Panthers just get their second loss at home, and it comes to the Shuck Show and the New Orleans Saints, man.
Get it done, baby.
He carved up a pretty good defense too for 282, 2 touchdowns.
Did great in the scramble drill.
Bryce Young needs to have another conversation with Rod Wave or something. He's only thrown for over 300 yards this season once.
Oh.
And he's had like multiple games under 150 passing yards as well. Not looking great there. Carolina went from they're sitting at 500, but probably not feeling super great about that. All right, the Jaguars had a 19-point lead going into the fourth quarter over the Houston Texans and let Davis Mills and company score 26 unanswered in the fourth quarter to come back and win. Huge win for the Texans, who were trying to keep their season alive and keep pace with both the Jags and the Colts. And what is going to be a wild card race in the AFC. All right, well, the Cardinals, go into Dallas, Jerry World, beat Dallas. You're like, maybe things are turning around. Or it's the Cowboys, and you get a reality check on the road against Seattle. 2 defensive touchdowns here from the Seahawks. Go check out my boy Film Watchers on Instagram and TikTok. He broke down a great read on the Mike McDonald's defense. That this play where they bring an extra offensive lineman in and motion them across for the pass protect. Mike McDonald, he saw that on the film, dialed up some perfect blitzes into the weak side of the pass protect that led to those touchdowns there. Man, I mean, like, the only thing that I think will hold Seattle back is that their lack of a run game, and Sam Darnold still, when the Cardinals got some pressure on them, he did have 3 turnovers in this game.
Maybe their run game's got to come from Charbonnet, dude, because
it does. Kenneth Walker, it's sad to see, but man, it's not there. All right, the 49ers go in. They want to avenge a loss to the Rams want to avenge a loss to the 49ers, rather, from the one earlier in the season, and do it in a big way.
What is this freaking Mac Jones stat line, though?
Dude, he was slinging the rock. They were pretty committed to not letting
what the hell?
McCaffrey run the football. And I mean, the Rams right now, I mean, they're my favorite to come out of the NFC. Honest to God, right now. Like, they got a really tough division, but man, great pass rush. And then just an absolute almost unstoppable offense when Puka and Devontae Adams are on the field, and Matthew Stafford, age 37, doing it better than almost anybody else in the league. Might be I could make the argument that he's been the best quarterback in the league this season. And I mean, he just wrapped up his 3rd straight game with 4+ touchdown passes and 0 interceptions.
He's lighting it up.
Yeah, he should be the MVP favorite. No dig to Drake May. Drake May has been fantastic, but Stafford is on another level of efficiency.
At
scoring.
his age.
Yeah.
That's it, right? That says it all, man. Everyone was worried about his injury coming into this year. No.
Bro, the space pod, whatever they
got him in the time chamber.
Whatever liquids and heavy metals that they injected into them.
Yeah.
cybernetic augmentations that they did in the space pod. It's been working.
It's that move to LA, dude. They got him on something over there.
42-26. Rams roll. Commanders season's falling apart. The defense is in shambles. Jahmyr Gibbs just had his way with their defense. Their two best interior veteran players both got ejected from the game pretty early. It was nothing but pain for the Commanders in the 44-22 loss. Then we get to Sunday Night Football, and the Chargers really beat the Steelers at their own game, playing defense, running the football, ball control, taking care of it. But ultimately, Justin Herbert, still an elite quarterback, gets the victory, 25-10. And then it's another wild race in the West here with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all battling for that.
That is insane, dude.
That first spot, and I mean, outside shot at the 1 seed too. I mean, I really, it's a crazy 3-way race right now for the 1 seed, and for who's going to win their division. Then on Monday Night Football, another pretty bad game here. Maybe some more explosive plays than Thursday night, but again, another 10-7 game. Eagles. So that's also their mantra, and I don't see a lot of people criticizing Philly for that. They win ugly a lot of times.
Exactly.
Their quarterback will not complete a pass in the second half, and they'll still win games. So he didn't do that in this one, but
they just love playing with the lead because all they want to do is run it anyways. They're not even really worried about the criticism of the pass game. They don't care. They just want to run the ball at this point. Like, it feels like anytime the media talks about their offense through the air, it's like they just have one good game passing from Jalen Hurts, and then they take the rest of it off. They're like, yeah, this we just want to run it, man. We want to play with this short lead, and because they don't mind if the game's boring either, as long as they win.
No, they don't care. That's why I'm rooting against Philly, because their brand of football is kind of boring.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that deep into the.
There's no shame in that game either.
Yeah,
no, dude.
It's weird. Like, you've seen them also be able to have some explosiveness, but they just can't get it consistently. All right, okay, man. Well, that's our rundown. What game would you like to dive into more in depth?
First game. What's going on with the Jaguars, man? How do you allow 26 unanswered points in the fourth quarter?
I mean, dude, it was all Jags in this one too.
They dominated the whole game. Davis Mills was getting pressured throughout the first half, like the entire way through, and it just stopped. It just ended.
Right. I mean, they did a pretty effective job in the first half of shutting down the run game, really made the Texans one-dimensional. They struggled to contain Nico Collins, though, man. He was 7 catches for 136, and this one. And go and look at the overview here. What killed them is they just couldn't get the Texans off the field on third down. 10 of 15 on third down efficiency. And they, each team, I mean, was heavily penalized, so you can't really look to penalties. Each squad with 2 turnovers apiece. They just ultimately they had a lead, but they weren't very effective, I think, running the football. And yeah, I mean, Jacksonville, I think this team should be better than 4-5. It's T-Law is really, he's kind of looking like a bust just from where you took him. Like, he's a serviceable starting quarterback, but he's not living up to the number 1 overall pick hype here.
They definitely got to think about moving on there as well, because they had that much of a lead and the offense wasn't even able to maintain it. The defense is one thing, allowing 26 points, but
I think a big flip here was Derek Stingley, that one-handed interception he had. Like, not the best decision by T-Law, but I mean, you kind of feel like he's not going to be able to get the pick there, even if you throw it behind a little bit. If you put that ball out in front of the receiver a little bit more, I think that at the worst, it just falls incomplete. But you can't give like a top 3 cornerback in this league a chance to make a play on the ball like that.
And Daniil Hunter, 3.5 sacks.
Like
their offensive line gave him that. He got that many chances to get in the backfield.
Yeah,
like
he was a game wrecker for him late. 5 sacks in total for this team. It looks like Will Anderson Jr. picking up one as well. So yeah, like they got that pass rush really going, and then Davis Mills. I mean, credit to him. It was a pretty sloppy start for him, but he was locked in there, and then the scramble at the end, and that was just a smart play by him, because I don't think like Jacksonville's not playing contain on Davis Mills. They don't think he's going to beat them.
Yeah,
with his
it's
legs.
Honestly a good idea to take off.
Yeah, he did a great job of avoiding pressure, saw the opening, and he took off with it. So, yeah, I mean, I think ultimately all this game does is it's helping Indianapolis. Here, Texans and Jags, even if one of them were to really make it into the playoffs, both teams just have so many like huge, like glaring weaknesses on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. And while the defenses are both good, Houston's is probably a little bit better to maybe cover for them. Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to do too much in the postseason regardless. And you're going to probably see, I mean, Buffalo and or New England, whoever ends up dropping the second is likely taking that 6 or 7 seed. It's going to be like whoever kind of comes in, I think is second in the AFC West is getting is sharing that with either Buffalo or New England at 6 and 7, or I mean 5 and 6 rather. And then the 7 seeds probably go into like the third team in the AFC West, maybe the Steelers.
Yeah. They don't really see. I don't see any of them making it either. Jags had the best hope at it, but it's Stroud being injured. But it's 2 teams you don't really even trust that much to have a home playoff game. Like, it doesn't really scare. I mean, more so Houston than Jacksonville, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't, if they won that division, I wouldn't be scared to go to Jacksonville, play them at the end of the year. That's not really too tough.
Oh, we'll keep it on the AFC South. Why don't we go to that Colts game now? And I mean, we got a great bounce back by them. Danny Dimes did give the ball away one time, but he also was a very efficient 19 to 26 or 255 and a touchdown. A little bit better. He didn't have nearly as many fumbles lost. He did still fumble it 3 times, man. That's what's concerning about me for the Colts is like, man, it's like,
yeah, could the turnovers
getting a little.
They're starting to turn the ball over.
That's like shades of the New York Daniel.
It's getting a little scary.
It's like, man, like you're gonna play some fantastic defenses, especially just here in the AFC. I mean, if he's just gonna be giving the ball away like this, like,
the postseason's gonna be rough if they keep doing that.
Gotta go like with a rematch against Denver, or even you gotta play the Chargers or the Chiefs. Like they both teams have great defensive coordinators that are great at generating pressure. Gotta play like New England's got a great defensive front. Baltimore's pass rush has been kind of getting better. Draymond Jones, I think, is a sneaky good ad for them. He had some good pressures in this one. But if you get Jonathan Taylor going the way he's going, it'll be hard to stop you because the man just churns out yardage. Like I said, 286. He had 244 rushing, 42 receiving, 3 touchdowns, all coming on the ground, including an 83-yard run. I mean, he's like this year's Saquon, really, because there's a lot of explosive runs.
That offensive line, dude, went completely under the radar.
Just 2 weeks ago, he had an 80-yard touchdown run. I think 83 is his long on the season. mean, the guy is averaging 6 yards a carry. And that
Their
offense
PR is horrible, man. Because everyone thought this team was going to be the worst in the NFL.
you got to give credit to Jim Irsay's daughters, especially the oldest, Carly,
Yeah.
who's taken over the team operations. But like, I mean, she is running a tight ship there. Like she actually
on the field every game.
Seems like
invested.
she cares.
I like it.
Yeah, taking notes, listening in the play calls and everything. And it's like she's just trying to get an insight on how the team operates, but she's also not trying to like overstep and do too much, you know, like she cares and she's just trying to learn. I think
she's definitely going out of her way to do
then
extra
approving
for a job.
Approving some big time moves like trading for Sauce Gardner, bringing him in. Everyone's highlighting he had a really bad rep against Drake London, which it was pretty bad. I mean, Sauce is still a top 10 quarterback.
It's got to be crazy though for Daniel Jones, man. Another team, you'd never think it would happen. Another team is banking it all on him.
Right.
First the Giants pick him, and now it's the Colts giving him the starting job and trading first round picks to add to the team that he's leading.
2 generational type of talents at running back.
That's nuts
for both of these seasons. I like Indy's chances to win the division, but the turnover problems for Daniel. I mean, Shane Steichen, that's going to be the biggest thing that they really got to address here.
I think he fumbled 3 times in this game because he got sacked 7 times. I mean, he was under pressure a lot.
It's one thing that give the Falcons defense credit. They've been really good at generating pressure all season. And I think it was 7 different guys. Looks like they got a sack in this one too. So
there was that saying early, you get pressure on Daniel Jones and he turns the ball over. And he will turn the ball over. I'm seeing it 2 weeks in a row, and we saw it however many years ago in New York.
Steelers are getting tons of pressure on them too. So gonna have to scheme something up better in pass protection here. I will rip the Band-Aid off on Thursday night. I don't have
Let's do it.
Too much to say. I mean, I think like the offense was bad. Both offenses were pretty bad. I mean, there was a lot of like missed opportunities, poor execution, but at the same time, I think both defenses played great. I mean, they were like crashing downhill. I mean, no team could really get a whole lot going running the football, 74 and 84 yards respectively for each squad. I mean, Devin White had one of his best games of the season. Him and Jeremy Chin were super disruptive in the run game. I mean, the amount of times they were in the backfield, plus you have Max Crosby generating pressure and everything. Coverage was just really good downfield from both squads. And I like sometimes like you just see like neither quarterback got a rhythm, could get into a rhythm, neither offense could really establish a run game. And the pressure was just there on the QBs all game. Like Bo avoided sacks more. He still went down twice. Denver got 6 sacks of their own. So, excuse me. There was some really poor offensive play in this one, but also I think it was great defensive play from both squads. I mean, the Raiders have a pretty solid defense. Like they were in their bag. I don't know who their D coordinator is, but he's really dialing up some good plays as well.
I get what I agree with you on the missed opportunities. Like I've seen a few clips from that game, and like every game, obviously, like your coach is gonna scheme somebody open, and quarterback might miss it or see the guy late, throw it late, and it ends up being an incomplete pass. Happens every single week, win or loss, for every single team. It's really just like finding that consistency has been really tough for the Broncos offense.
Yeah.
It's like even when people are like, yeah, play calling looks like it's been simplified, it's like still feel like lacks a little bit of consistency. And I mean, hey, there's a lot of teams that I've only won 1 or 2 games that can say the exact same the thing. And Broncos got 8 wins and the longest active streak in the 2025 season.
7 straight.
So, like,
They're
I
really
don't
good at
know.
home too.
Only thing I can say about your guys' offense that I can really say that you might be able to do to find more consistency is have Cortland Sutton be legitimately the number 1 wide receiver. Like, I think he should lead the team in targets every single week. Even though he sees 60%, 67% double teams throughout this season, Sean Payton knows how to scheme guys open, and he did it with everybody else and has done it. It's like,
I think if
Cortland Sutton should be who that you guys are going to and who Bo Nix is looking at first every single pass play. I think that's where you guys find your consistency.
I feel like Sutton's getting double covered. Like, I feel like trying to find Pat Bryant more often. Like, get Bryant.
That's true too.
Like, I like running Sutton, like, kind of on like some deeper routes, taking some, like, that'll take 2 guys deep, and then getting Bryant involved in like the slants, crossers, out routes, stuff like that. I maybe getting Bo Nix to use his legs more to try to get some design quarterback runs, or just encourage him to step up and run a little bit. Because like the big shot that he hit to Pat Bryant, great call by him by keeping his eyes downfield. But then there were some other instances where he tried to make a throw on the run. And I'm like, I'd rather you just take off there, you know. And so maybe
when he's feeling antsy, and then those moments where he doesn't know if he wants to set his feet or just run. Like, I'd rather him take the. You'd rather him just take the decision to run.
And my biggest criticism with Bo is that when he gets pressured, he rolls to his right very quick. He's very quickly to roll to his right. Like, that's his bad tendency to just start rolling to his right. That's just something that they're gonna like that they're gonna have to work with him over time. I don't like that's still gonna probably be a bit of an issue this year. But if they can try to get him to stop doing that a little bit this season, that would be pretty big. All right. Well, another game that I don't think we have too much to cover here because, I mean, Miami's defense
killed him.
That dominated the Bills up front. James Cook couldn't really get running. It's like you take that rush game away from Buffalo, and just like Josh Allen, obvious passing situations, pressure can really make this offense slow up. I mean, Allen, a lot of garbage time here, ultimately ended up with 306 and 2 touchdowns. But the Miami's defense was really the big key here because Tua had 2 interceptions in this one. And Miami's defense didn't let that really hurt them. And they weren't like, I mean, they were on some deep shots that they threw him, but then it was when Devon Achane started ripping off some big ones. Yeah, that put it to bed, man. He's been the best player on Miami's offense all year.
And he's freaking 5'8", getting fade routes out to him. I mean, that's why
it's that speed though. Like, if they, man, like you give him a lane, and if he can just hit that gear going to that second level, he's just gone.
He's gone. Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to whoever punched out those fumbles on James Cook and Josh Allen, because both of them looks like it's going to be a big gain for the Bills. Like, I was like, all right, James Cook, he broke off for a big run, spun off a tackle, and then ball got punched out. It's like it would have been a first down run, like a 15-yard run. Ball was punched out from behind. Same with Josh Allen. Steps up and runs in the pocket on like a big third and short. Picks up first down and more, and it's punched out from behind. And Minkah Fitzpatrick jumps on top.
For the Bills, you just really need. I don't really know if it's necessarily the play calling. I just think that sometimes the receivers just don't do enough to really stress the defense or get open downfield. And Allen's good at evading pressure, but when he's seeing it a lot, it's it's tough to make something happen when there's nobody getting open downfield and you're scrambling for forever. Speaking of good quarterbacks, there's quarterbacks that are good at scrambling with the football. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, 4-5. Kind of a game manager stat line for Lamar, man. 176, only one touchdown. And it was because, I mean, like Minnesota just lost this game, self-inflicted stuff. I mean,
turnovers,
shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, they ran the ball fairly
decently.
well. 120 yards as a team isn't terrible. Nobody was really like exceptional
By
at any one
committee.
thing, but it was by committee. Jalen Naylor had a career game or close to it with 5 catches for 124.
This JJ McCarthy trying to make a little bit too much play happen on those interceptions. Like one, he threw a deep ball to Jefferson. Like, yeah, he might have had a step on the corner, but there's a safety over top of it.
Yeah.
Ready to watch that all day long.
He just wasn't super accurate on that one too, like going deep. Like there was he just hasn't developed the arm talent. I'm not saying he can't get there, but he doesn't have the arm talent yet to really fit that ball in that window. So ill-advised throw.
And I think you like putting that kind of stuff on film early.
Yeah.
Like, get these bumps and hiccups out of the way. I don't think any Vikings fans thought that they were going to be, close to where they were last year with Darnold, with a rookie quarterback. Like, you got a lot of development time for JJ McCarthy this season.
True. You got to, yeah. And like you had a good chance to win this one. Like it was really just you guys shooting yourselves in the foot. Like the Ravens, when they had the ball, were pretty efficient with it. If the drive wasn't going somewhere, they just got out of it. They punted it. We're playing the field position game. I mean, 3 turnovers. You were 3 of 14 on 3rd down, 2 of 5 on 4th down. So they like a lot of short fields off of all the takeaways, the failed conversions, and then also like Minnesota just good things would happen, and then the penalty would come out. I mean, 13 times for 102 yards. It was a lot of self-inflicted injuries, and Baltimore. That's where that veteran team and that playoff caliber team kind of comes in. It's showing, is like wasn't their most dominant win, but I mean they put together some good drives and they didn't give Minnesota any easy opportunities. They really made them earn it and kind of let Minnesota beat themselves. They got a 27-19 victory.
I got to do it, HG. It's about that time.
Is it Saints time?
It's about that time.
Yeah, let's go.
Saints time.
I want to hear your thought. I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
Happily,
it's an impressive performance.
I can happily eat my words from the preseason. The QB room does not stink. It is not filled with manure. What's that cologne from the Anchorman, Sex Panther? That's what it smells like in this QB room. It smells like success, man. This is what I wish was happening in preseason, though. Like games like this, where we get a couple good touchdown drives and we get some nice shots down the field. This is what I wish we were able to get done in the preseason. Because we actually might have been able to be kind of competitive. We could consistently play like this all year. A lot of other teams winning games with rookies. A big issue in this one, though, for us. We had 6 penalties in the first half, but we cleaned it up at the end. Our offense cleaned it up. I think we're looking much better with this new O-line unit in. Simpkins played in at guard today, and Fuaga was injured the second year that we got in the first round last year. He was out. So Dylan Raduns stepped up in his role at right tackle, got it done. I was happy with that group. They cleaned up their execution.
You got some solid, support from the run game. 120 rushing for the team.
That's something that you love to see. Alvin Kamara, 83 yards on 22 carries. Honestly, I don't even care. We were the more physical team. Those 22 physical carries where like maybe the blocking might not have been so great, but he actually grinded out and broke off a tackle. It was it wasn't something that we'd seen in a while. He had a big screen breakout in this one too. So
bottled up Rico Dowdle pretty well. I mean, 18 carries, he never really got going. And I mean, he's dangerous. The more carries he gets, usually. I got that explosive shot from Chris Olave. It helps when you don't have your rookie or young quarterback throwing the ball 55 times.
Yeah, we were able to mix it up.
Some of the times Rattler did, like 19 to 27, good amount of the pass attempts there for Tyler Shuck. And
he did great in the scramble, like we just saw. He does a good job stepping up in the pocket and like wanting to keep his eyes downfield to move it downfield. He wants to pass that thing. Rattler made business decisions every once in a while to run it, kept drives alive, and I like it. I think Chuck trusts himself and his arm a little bit more to work in the pocket and try to deliver something off schedule downfield. And it was honestly really enjoyable, man. The touchdown to Juwan and that 3rd and 12, he had a 52-yard pass to Juwan on 3rd and 12.
Beat J.C. Horn too. Like that's
nasty.
That's Carolina's best defensive player.
That one on Olave, he did a great job on actually baiting our offense because he came out in a cover 2 look like they were going to have a high safety, but they ended up in a man look. They were in a cover 4 match, so it was just one-on-one with JC and Olave. Olave ran a double move and took the outside leverage, which in man coverage, you don't really want to be on the sideline. You kind of want to force the DB out there so you can get better chance at that ball, looking over your shoulder and catching it.
I mean, like he did kind of stumble on the play, which helped.
Wins the hand fight. JC Horn falls down and he makes the grab in the end zone. You love to see it. There's no leash on these guys either. That's what I love. Kellen Moore's play calling. He calls the plays. He doesn't care who's out there. He just lets them play. Give these dudes a chance to develop in this league, which is, it's been so hard. Like, that's kind of what people talk about through the week. That people not giving their young quarterbacks a chance. Like, these two guys, if we drafted a quarterback in the 2026 draft, it would be a disservice to these guys' loyalty and how hard they've played this season. These two quarterbacks, Shuck and shout out Rattler, man. The Rat Attack dude was cooking out there for a little bit too.
He could really put together a solid competitive team if you use some of your draft assets to address other positions.
And after the trade deadline too, we got 7 picks. We got 7 picks now, and I think 8 adding a compensatory pick for Isaac Eodom's playing time.
I think I'll probably know a little bit more as it gets closer to the draft who's going to be the top guys, but I'm thinking, like, depending on how strong of a class it is for these position groups, either you're going with like the best available edge rusher or the best available offensive lineman and just building up those trenches, because your defense is pretty good. Brian Brazier has been having a solid season.
Dude,
who knows?
He's nasty.
I don't know how much longer Cam Jordan's got.
Maybe we look for
Chase Young's
young guy.
Chase Young's been solid for you. So I mean, you've got something there on the edge. Maybe you get another great edge rusher, or if there's just like an absolute beast of an interior defensive lineman, we've seen like those guys can be just as impactful.
I want to check on the contract situation with our boy Carl Granderson, because I wouldn't mind going for a linebacker early. If we string together a couple more wins, maybe we're in that top 15 pick range. I wouldn't mind going for best available safety, corner, or linebacker, because 7th season for Granderson. Let me see. I want to see his contract.
Definitely. Then follow it up in the second round with a good passer catcher.
Yeah. Get a good receiver to follow it up with. But I think our defensive line honestly has some pretty solid depth to it right now. After we got the trade for Gotcha, he'll be good to go next season. Nathan Shepard was pretty big for us in the middle on the defensive line as a run supporter against the Panthers. So I really don't mind if we win a few more. I really don't mind if the Saints aren't in the top 10 for draft picks this year. It would be awesome, but like then I feel like we're just gonna get like a boring pick of an offensive lineman.
Which, like, obviously not a bad thing if you
It's not a bad thing. It's just
like you can if you have really great offensive line play, that can really help elevate your quarterback play, no matter what the skill level of your quarterback is. I mean, like guys that have protection, that have time to read the defense, have more time to read it, are just gonna have good seasons, and probably protect the football better. All right, I wanna cover the Chicago Bears, man. Pretty impressive after starting the year 0-2. Ben Johnson's got this team humming along. Caleb Williams leading another fourth quarter comeback, making some big plays with his legs. He had 220 in the air and a touch, 63 on the ground rather, and a touchdown. I'm kind of loving the Monongai Swift two-headed monster back there.
They got some real power with Monongai, dude. He came out of nowhere. Dude,
shout out Rutgers, I believe. Where he went to college. Yeah.
Yep. 7th round rookie for him. I mean, potentially fill up the shoes of Swift one day. We'll see.
Definitely. I mean, like, we'll see like where Swift ends up finishing in his career at and everything. But like now, yeah, you've got like if you can keep him on the roster for a while, you've got a good back to kind of take the reins for you there for a while. Filled in great for him when Swift was out the week before. And yeah, DJ Moore, the Bears are good. It might be time to hang him up, just so I don't keep thinking I should put you in my lineup. They're good. Roma Dunze is here.
Right after
Colston
Loveland's
here.
Yeah, right after all those rumors about Roma Dunze.
Luther Burden's here.
Yeah, I mean, like
Alama De Zacchaeus is here. We're good.
They're building together.
We're good.
Team, man.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's kind of what's crazy is like that DJ's not getting that involved. And like, if he could, that's just another weapon that could be going off for him. But yeah, Burden, the young guys, man, the rookies, Burden and Loveland having, about 50, 51 and 55 in this game. Adunze, 86 and a touch on 6 grabs. Posey Caleb's most efficient day passing, but they were trailing for a good chunk of this, but they scored 14 points in the fourth quarter after going in down 17-10, and they were down 20-10 at one point. He leads a pretty impressive drive. Jackson Dart, man, he's so special with his legs, but he's got to just learn to go down or go out of bounds, man. He just 2 touchdowns on the ground on 66 yards rushing. He also had 242 through the air. He's putting up good numbers with limited options, but dude, he just lowers the shoulders so much. I like seeing it out of a quarterback every now and again, but I mean, the team needs you back there. Like Russell Wilson came in and this offense just
deflated and
ground
they hit the
to
ground
a hole, bro.
Like a freaking plane crash. That's how hard the offense halted.
My question is what did Jameis Winston do? He's on that roster. Why is Russell Wilson
doing more as one of the backups too? Got the headset on, like helping out Jackson Dart through this season. Like, I mean, way more than Russ has.
I know, like Russ is doing the eager kid routine where he's always standing on the sideline near the coach with his helmet on. But like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, did you every time you've played, aside from that Cowboys game against the god awful Cowboys defense, it's been so painful to watch you on the field. Why don't we just put Jameis in there? I mean, like you
got a better chance.
You're 2-8, like, and like, do you think you're catching Philly? Like, come on, like that. Like you're probably like
they're not even catching Washington.
You're not. Like,
they're 1 game behind.
You're not making the playoffs. Like, what's at least put in the guy that'd be more entertaining to watch. Sure, Winston might be more careless with the football or put it in danger more often, but just give it to the guy that's more entertaining to watch. Yeah, dude, solid win from Chicago. Caleb's done it again. Had some pretty impressive games against some bad defenses, but when they get to Green Bay or Detroit, that's going to be the big test for the Bears. And
when are those matchups
I
coming
mean,
up?
you look, they
At
lost
Vikings this weekend.
Lost pretty badly to the Detroit on the road. Looking to probably avenge a loss to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Steelers, I mean, we'll see. I'll see how Caleb does if they can generate some pressure, but he got a pretty tough stretch that will really determine just how I think how legit this team is.
Vikings,
I mean, from here on out, it's pretty
Steelers,
tough.
Eagles,
Vikings
Packers
could be a winnable matchup in the Browns, but yeah,
Browns defense is going to be good still.
Packers, Vikings, Eagles, Niners, Lions. Yeah, it'll be a tough final stretch of the season. We'll see.
We'll see if they're ready to go.
Yeah, we'll see if this team's really got what it takes to maybe make some noise in the postseason.
First in the NFC North, Chicago Bears.
Wait, you're joking. No, the Lions are.
Oh, the Lions would
they're
be
6
they
and
got
3.
the
Yeah,
head.
They got the head-to-head. You know what? Let's keep
ESPN lied to me. That would have been sick.
I want to keep it in the North here, though. Go down to the East.
Go into those Lions, dude.
I was going to say the Packers.
Oh,
this was a boring game. We'll get it.
Let's get it out of the way. What's going on with the Packers offense?
Man,
that's a team insanely inconsistent. Did they get booed at home this game?
A little bit. I mean, like the Eagles definitely did not want to let them run the football. They were pretty committed to that up front. I mean, Howie Roseman, the pressure on Love was really good. He fumbled it twice, lost it once. I mean, the Eagles defense is looking pretty sick again. Forced 2 turnovers in this one. Again, like it was a fairly even matchup. Packers probably stopped a scoring drive from happening with the punch out on that Jalen Hurts run. It's just, man, like who is going to be the number 1 receiver for this offense? Matthew Golden's hurt. He hasn't really shown up. I mean, we've seen Romeo Doubs have some good games. We've seen like Christian Watson's back from injury, but he hasn't had a huge impact yet. I mean, like Tucker Kraft was a pretty clear-cut number 1 target on that squad. And they lost him early last week, and then they didn't. I mean, he's done for the year, and it hasn't looked great without him on the field there.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to use Musgrave in that same exact way, who was getting majority of the touches last season before they got that big explosion from Kraft. And I mean, Dobbs was the guy a couple weeks ago, right? Dobbs went crazy. Was it against the Steelers?
Yeah, he had a pretty good game against the Steelers. And Kraft put up like 143 yards and 2 touchdowns, I think, in that one. So he was also going insane.
I mean, he was probably met up with a lot of the coverage from Blankenship and DeJean, but there's still a lot of guys on this defense. Like, I'm sure he had some moments. Only 4 targets in this game. I feel like sometimes in the play calling, Dobbs gets lost, and I feel like that's their number 1. I feel like that should be their number 1. It's like similar to the Broncos, where
I think
every once in a while, it's like Sutton or Dobbs just goes off. Like it's pretty proven they're the best receiver on the team, and then some games they're just quieter.
My biggest drawback on Jordan Love is he wants to push the ball down the field a little too much. Just like he came off of Dobbs on a pretty like open corner route like that. I mean, would have been probably a first down. I mean, he found a nice little cushion in between the zones, and nobody really picked him up on Eagles. And, I mean, like Love kind of came off of him before he even broke off of that route, put his eyes downfield, and then it ended up turning into a huge sack instead. And that pretty much killed a drive there. Green Bay they got the fumble, which helped them a little bit, but not really able to generate any pressure or a ton of negatives on Philly, which I think would have gone a big difference. Like Philly was able to just stay ahead of the sticks, work a lot of the clock, got drive or two going. Eventually, they were able to hit a deep shot to Devontae to kind of bust this game open. And I mean, this whole game, the touchdown drive with Josh Jacobs was about the only good drive that Green Bay had. I mean, every other drive just was frustrating. They went for it on fourth down a decent amount, weren't able to get it. They were like 1 of 3 on fourth down.
They love the screen pass, especially on crucial downs. I feel like they'd run screen passes on a lot of big downs and like big moments.
They had a couple of fourth down conversions get wiped off because of false start penalties, too. And then like that, when you go from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6, now you got a punt instead of your drive is continuing. So
losing 2 straight, one of them to the Panthers. Only scored 13 points against the Panthers.
I mean, it's like Green Bay's schedules gets a little easier from here on out. I mean, they're through a good chunk of the tough.
That Bronco at Denver is going to be a freaking.
They got a game against the Ravens, and they've got the Lions coming up. Those will be some tough ones. We'll see what type of Bears team shows up for them there for sure. But Giants and Vikings, I think they can probably take care of there.
You and Jimmy got to get a bet for that game, December 14th.
Right. Which offense is going to suck less while the defense carries, and that'll be the.
We can't even do a push-up bet if the score is going to be like 10-7. That it's loser only has to do 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
I think by that time of the season, at least one of the two teams will probably have something figured out.
All right, bro. Where to
next,
another
Mr. month.
Caveman?
Let's go over to this. Did we talk Patriots Buccaneers yet, man?
I mean, we touched on it a little bit in the rundown, but there's definitely still some more takeaways.
Baker's crazy with no receivers, man. Like Buka had like 50 yards all in the first quarter.
He did end up finishing with 115 and a touchdown. K. Dotton.
He had an insane game. That's what I was pointing out. Like 50 yards in the first quarter on like 3 catches. He was just cooking this defense.
Tez Johnson, man, this guy's got a nose for the end zone. I mean, like he doesn't catch a ton of passes, but it's like I feel like when Baker finds him, he's in the end zone or gets run into the end zone.
He just knows how. Maybe it's the green parts of the field that he's just not able to find that open spot. But when he goes into where it's like painted with the team's logo on it, he can find that. He'll find that crease for Baker.
Tampa's definitely missing Bucky Irving back there for the run game.
The cavemen are missing him too.
Yeah,
come back.
I think Baker's going to be even scarier when Bucky's back because all of his receiving capabilities out of the backfield. Like Baker, really good numbers against a good defense. Here, 273, 3 touchdowns. The big thing for the Bucs, man, is this defense is just getting torched. We've seen some solid performances against bad teams, but like teams like Seattle, New England here, just hit like explosives are killing them. Like a 69-yard touchdown run. I mean, both of Henderson's runs were huge. Kyle Williams caught a 72-yard touchdown pass. Who the hell's Kyle Williams, dog? Kyle Williams? That's just like a lazily Madden generated name.
That's like the 5-star guy
third round pick. This was he had 1 catch in this game. It was his 3rd on the season. And I thought up until this point, he had 20 yards receiving this year. And you let this guy just torch you. Mac Hollins, I think I mentioned he caught a 54-yard pass, put the Bucs in the red zone. I just like Tampa's defense they're getting killed with explosives this season. And their losses, explosives have hurt them really badly. And so
the only like real gritty game that they were able to win was the Saints. They were in a couple where the offenses were getting stifled a bit. Eagles came out with the dub on them. Rams came out with the dub. They're obviously going to win the division. There's not really a doubt about that.
Yeah.
NFC South is pretty crap this year again. Like, not really by like play wise, just record wise. Like, teams aren't really able to string as many wins together as they'd like.
you look at,
Panthers,
like,
5-win
Carolina's
team.
like only 2 games back just because they got two extra losses. So even if they won and the Bucks lost, I think the Bucks would still technically be ahead just by virtue of less losses. They obviously have their bye coming up here still. Yeah, I mean, if you're Tampa, you've gotten through the difficult part of your schedule. You're about to get through the difficult part rather. You got on the road at the Bills, at the Rams, but then after that, Cardinals, you got the Saints again, Falcons, Panthers twice, and the Dolphins.
Like that, yeah, they've kind of locked up the division.
Definitely got to find a way to win one of these games against either the Bills or the Rams. And just give Carolina a little too much hope, maybe too much to play for. If you drop 2 more.
And I did get an update. Sorry to throw us off topic. Carl Granderson's a Saint until 2029. Dude, get us a freaking offensive lineman. Just get us more studs in the O-line, man, at this point.
I like it. New England, man. I think they're going to win the East. I really do. That's a really complete team on all aspects. I mean, they've special teams is great. They've gotten some big return plays. The offense is so explosive. The defense can really lock people up. You've got, in my opinion, will I put them 2 or 3? I go back and forth on if Christian Gonzalez is 2 or 3 behind Surtain and Stingley.
He's definitely a top 5 corner this year for sure. It's hard to make a case. I will say he's 3. Stingley is just kind of the guy in that secondary.
I like
that's nuts.
Stingley's a little bit bigger, and so I think I like his ability to jam more, and he's just got like insane reach and athleticism.
He's pretty much a receiver playing corner.
He really is. The size and athleticism really make him a tough problem in matchups there. I think I said all I need to say about the Browns game with Justin Fields winning with basically 12 passes. My only extra thought to add to that is, let's get Shador in there, man.
For the love of God, give Shador a chance. It doesn't matter if the season's over, dude. It doesn't matter if the situation's worse than any other backup in the league. Get him in.
Good college QB, but he just lacks. I think he just lacks the physical tools to really be a good NFL quarterback. I mean, like at this point, like if Gabriel stays in there, the only possible explanation is that they're tanking. I just can't come up with anything else, man. It's a tank job. All right, well, I guess we'll round it out. I mean, we've mostly just got blowouts now to recap. We've got a couple of 3 blowouts pretty much in the late window. Not necessarily a blowout, but basically a blowout on Sunday Night Football. Pick your poison, kid, man. Which winner do you want to glaze first?
I guess we can go to the Lions. They were pretty dominant in this one. And, Marcus Mariota had some garbage time touchdown passes when the game was way out of reach to make it a little bit cooler. So it was like they had lost from the beginning. Washington. Deron Payne swinging on freaking Amon-Ra St. Brown, throwing a punch at him, getting ejected.
Yeah.
And then you said they lost another one of their defensive linemen too, right?
Yeah. What was his name? Let me see. Man, what was his name? It's Payne and Javon Kinlaw.
Okay.
Both of those guys just like freaked out for some reason, got ejected, which wasn't great when you're already getting gashed. And you just
they needed some help on the defensive line stopping Jahmyr Gibbs.
Bobby
Monty.
Wagner's ancient ass out there, just dude's 35. I mean, he's still playing on a pretty decently high level, but he doesn't have the speed and coverage or to hawk down like a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs. Like it's not happening.
Even
And
Frankie Louvu. I don't think they get that from Frankie Louvu either.
not really. Luvu's more
Not
of
even
a,
Darnell Savage
more
or
s-
Von Miller. Von Miller's on the freaking Commanders. What
right.
is that? He had a tackle.
That's going to be like in 10 years. That's going to be like one of those, wait, he played there type of guys, you know?
Going to be HG and Caveman spinning the wheel on our deathbed. In Washington career sacks. HG's going to have a heart attack and pass away.
Oh, Miller! I die. And his career sacks are just enough for us to beat the challenge. It'll book it. Put the bet in on Kalshi. Yeah. I thought the secondary would be pretty good for the Commanders this year. I had some good hope for Sandestrill. I thought what's his name, Lattimore, before he got hurt, had enough gas in the tank.
Banger trade by the Saints, dude. Banger trade.
Yeah, I thought like Trey Amos, I thought was going to be a solid, like third option in there. Quan Martin, a decent safety. Just I don't even think these are all their starters, anyways. Detroit's offense just too efficient. Dan Campbell taking over the play calling. Got Jamison Williams going, man. This is what you like to see from that guy. 119 in the touchdown. Laporta with 53 yards. Amon Ra with 58 yards. Khalif Raymond, 49. And Jared Goff just lighting them up. 25 of 33, 320, 3 touchdowns. Sonic and Knuckles combined for most of the 226 that the Lions put up on the ground. And Detroit, they lost last week, didn't they?
Let's see real quick. I believe.
Yeah, they did. They lost to the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings beat
Bit
them.
of a, division rival gets one on you. This is what you like to see. You go out on the road, rally, and just dominate
Kick
for
the
4
crap
quarters.
out of them. Donald Trump on the Fox broadcast.
They're
talking to Jonathan Vilma.
It was Vilma trying to sneak a 6-7 joke into there. Bro.
Man.
What are we doing, guys?
Let's go ahead and exile him back out of the league again.
Jonathan Vilma.
He was on that. He was on our Bounty Gate defense.
Get him out of there. Yeah, so the Lions defense is looking really good though. If it weren't for Mario's mobility, I feel like he would have gone down more because they were getting some good pressure. Well, we could get to the other 42, or 44, the 22 game. That's the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Yeah, Sammy D, man, 10-12 for 178, 1 touchdown, 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost, 1 interception. Didn't even matter. His team was up 38-7 at halftime. And then they just kind of cruised on cruise control. 28 carries between Walker and Charbonnet for roughly 150 yards. Plus, who's George? Guy Vocher the touchdown. George
Holani
got 31 yards. They gave Shaheed the ball in some end rounds a couple of times.
Couple carries and a reception. A game where your defense scores 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Rashid Shaheed, I think his role probably be up a little bit more as the season goes on, but it also could just open things up for Cooper Kupp to kind of have a late season resurgence. He was able to sneak by
64 or 67 yard pass reception there. Yeah, I mean the Brissett, besides the 2 fumbles that got run back, I mean he was solid. Trey McBride was another dominant game out of him. 2 catches, 127 the touchdown. So he might be the best tight end in the league, and it's just lost on the fact that Arizona is so terrible.
Yep,
they're so
they're awful.
Like I said, dude, this Seattle defense is vicious. They are Mike McDonald, one of the most underrated defensive play callers in the league, in my opinion. I'm just not hearing enough people give him his respect. You know,
I want to know
I want,
what the
like,
heck Chino's doing
if
on
you're on
that
like
first
if you're
strip
on like
sack.
football talk, like people on football TikTok really and Twitter praise him, but like the national media, I just don't.
They
think they're
don't.
hyping
You don't
him.
hear a lot about
They're
the
not
Seahawks.
hyping him enough.
It's all Sam Darnold for the Seahawks right now. That's the story. Is Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, I think,
right
will
now.
make or break this team.
Exactly.
If he like, it's just can he protect the football? Like, get some pressure on him. Seen it kind of the past couple weeks where he's been a little careless with the ball.
Their team's got to be as healthy as possible going into the postseason. That kind
They're
of
so
broke
good.
the Vikings too.
Yeah,
They got hurt really late. They weren't really able to get like a full year out of Aaron Jones either. So he wasn't really in a good rhythm. So they were passing. It was pass game all day on Sam Darnold's back. It's honestly a lot different here, but it could be the same story.
then our other blowout victory here, Matthew Stafford and the Rams, 42-26 over the Niners. And Squishy Mac, dude, like I'm looking at the efficiency, bro. 33 of 39 for 319, 3 touchdowns. Did have a pick.
That's crazy though. 6 incompletions on 40 passes. That's nuts.
Rams defense is scary if they can just shut down your run game like that. Make you one dimensional, because like if it's a QB duel, like sure they'll probably give up some yards through the air. Their secondary is not that good in my personal opinion.
Yeah, they might allow a few touchdowns. They didn't really have an answer for Kittle in this one.
Yeah,
not really anyone in their secondary that can match up against a big target.
I like Nate Landman as like a run fill. And I think he's solid in coverage as a linebacker, but against a guy like Kittle, yeah, he's
just such a big target.
He stood next, and Kittle's so fast and such a great
How do you
route
guard
runner.
him?
Like I'm saying, dude, like the Rams and the Seahawks, what I really like about these teams is their ability to throw at a heavy personnel. I mean, you're looking at like Devontae and Puka did their thing, but you're looking at all the tight ends getting involved.
Parkinson,
Higbee, Ferguson, Davis, Allen caught a touchdown because they bring in so much 12 and 13 personnel. And teams really think they're going to run the ball. And they throw out of that a lot. And they're very successful throwing out of that.
30 rush attempts too. I mean, they can easily get you on those play actions too. Like give Matthew Stafford an RPO and an easy read, man.
I think this is the most complete offense in the league behind like over New England. I think they've got the quarterback is playing fantastic. Stafford 280, 4 touchdowns, no picks in this game. Stats on the season for Stafford: he's 4th in the league in passing with 2,427 yards, league leading 25 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I think,
and that's not. He's like 4th in MVP odds.
I think Kyron is much more consistent as well.
They're working in quorum.
That's when they split the carries. I think it makes Kyron a lot more explosive. He's not taking as many shots. He can stay healthy.
I think Kyron's better at just wearing down the team. I think Quorum's given them a little bit more explosiveness. They aren't super explosive running the football, but they don't have a ton of explosive run plays, but they have a lot of successful run plays. So they're
4 and 5 yards a carry is exactly what you want.
Exactly.
Like a run play is not supposed to be a touchdown or for a big gain. Sometimes you just want 2 or 3 yards on a run play. You pick up a first down. Sometimes you just want to get the yardage you need. They're a very efficient, really well coached team, man. Sean McVay spent years building this squad, dude.
Right now, they're my favorites to come out of the NFC, because I think even if that secondary is susceptible to giving up yards, the play calling plus Matthew Stafford's execution of that offense is it's good enough to keep up with anybody in the league. And they've got the defensive front to generate a splash play on defense, a strip sack, force a bad throw, an interception. That'll be the difference in the playoff game. Byron Young and Jared Verse are a terrifying pass rush duo. we've reached the end of our show here, folks. We're gonna have to sign off the air. We'll do a quick cover of our Sunday night football tomorrow night for our normal Wednesday show. Plus, we got more NBA breakdown. College basketball starting to kick off. Be back with another edition of Team Builder.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Veterans Day.
Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you to all that have served. We do this for you. Everything here at NBR is for you guys. We're just so grateful for your service and the freedom that you've given to all of us here back home. Thank you for serving. Thank you for listening to Military Broadcast Radio. We'll catch you in the next one.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm going to put Goring on trial.
Ever escapes a hangman's noose.
Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me.
Goring has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler?
Nuremberg, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.